Oh, it already started. Damn it, YouTube. Stop doing this to me. Sometimes it's really strange. Like, sometimes I press the start and it's like, do you... It asks are you sure you want to start? And then sometimes it's just, okay, we're live. I'm like, okay, that's nice. Are you sure you want to start? And then sometimes it's just, okay, we're live. Thank you for the feedback. How are you doing, everyone? Good evening. Welcome. Salutations. Festive greetings. Whatever else you want to say. How are we keeping? Happy Saturday. It's been a little while since I last sat down to do a stream. Life has been eventful, is the best way I can describe it. Let me just make sure this is all working as well. Because normally I do this before we actually start, but looks like everything is fine, so that's good. I don't have a camera on at the moment. Just haven't had to put it away, and I haven't got it out back quite yet. But it's fine. It's not a huge deal unless there's suddenly a mass craving. Oh, Shadow, you must see it. And I'm like, okay, I can dig it out. But good evening. We're here to give a spin of a new version of the Uprising board. I did say a little while ago I didn't want to touch Uprising too much until there was a more streamer-friendly board, and, well, there is one. This is linked in the description. This one has been put together and edited up by Danny Will. And using a couple of other different variants. I have modified this ever so slightly beyond that, just to make sure that everything, there's some of the scans are not very bright, so I have made a couple of slight edits to the board here and there. But yeah, this is a lot better. When you compare this to like how else when you're like up here sort of thing. Nothing to knock against it, but something like this, for example, is this is a lot easier to kind of get an idea of what's going on. I wouldn't say it's perfect, and it's not gonna be perfect. Admittedly, like the yellow deck's actually back here, actually, so I'd have to be back like I don't know, like here, for example, and then put it like that sort of thing. But it's definitely it's a step from where we were. Unfortunately, the are more. Don't you tell me that. Our sort of the community script mod is still under construction. It's not quite ready yet. It's getting there. Yeah, I've seen some images. It is definitely taking shape, but it's being built from the ground up basically. So it is not quite ready, but it's close. But I think this is definitely very, very playable. So we're going to play some Uprising. Also, I'm doing this stream as we have recorded last day or so ago. Myself and CJ, we sat down and did our in-depth review for Dune Imperium Uprising. It was good to chat about it. It was kind of cool for me to do something like that. I've done podcasts, basically before, not just here, but other channels as well. But I've never done quite like a review for like a board game before, so that was definitely new for me. I had about 2.5 pages of notes walking into that, and we talked about all sorts of bits and pieces, and it was really cool to do that. Obviously, different backgrounds. CJ has been around board games a lot longer than sort of I have, and has a much wider knowledge of different mechanics, whereas I can only kind of assess sort of what I see in front of me. So that's been recorded. That'll be up on the channel fairly soon, I hope. So I'm kind of doing this as a bit of a sort of semi-preamble into that. Also, I am partially just curious as well to know what do people make of Uprising at this point. That this mod and the variant has been out for, what, say, a month now? It's been about 6 weeks, I think, or so, since the North Carolina event, which I was at. And so I am kind of curious to see what people think of Uprising now that a lot of folks have had the chance to kind of give it a spin and are trying it. There's definitely a lot of topics that can be covered, and there's a lot of topics we do cover in the review, basically. But yeah, this is the plan. Just want to give this sort of a bit of a spin here, and we're going to play some games. And, curious for folks' feedback and all the rest of it, basically. That is where we're at with this one. I should also warn, I have not actually had much chance to play this recently, so this might be slightly rough, but we'll be fine. But other than that, how are people keeping on this fine afternoon, evening, whatever the hell sort of time you call it? just trying to sort something out here on the side. Fun of doing stuff live. It's never, ever dull. Oh, no, don't do that. I'll have to do it this way then. If folks do fancy having a spin of the game, we're just going to throw up an LFG in TTS Club. Just whoever, whatever. If you fancy a spin, it will be there. Just getting some bits and pieces up here. So, I will give a quick. I'm obviously not going to spoil stuff we talked about in our review. I will say that it was definitely largely positive. I think this is a good game. CJ thinks it's a good game. I think what became clear after kind of going through the review after a little while is that, especially for folks that have played a lot of XMO, the transition to Uprising, I don't think has been particularly easy for some. I know Cheesable did a kind of a video a couple of days or so ago talking about his own experience and the fact that he had really struggled with this. I definitely think that if you're very much an XMO mindset, Uprising changes what the focus is and kind of changes what your priorities kind of need to be, and they're not necessarily the same as they were in Imperium with X and MO. They're two kind of different beasts. Obviously stuff like Worms has a lot to do with that. There's no question about that. Also stuff like, obviously, like you got matching of pairs, the way combats work, and other sort of odds and sods. A slight definite reduction of like faction access that doesn't exist as much anymore, stuff like that. So there's definitely, I think, the game tends and kind of is encouraging folks down that side of things. I think definitely is something to get adjusted to. And I think that's fine. I think that's totally fine. It's just something that you've just got to learn. And it's kind of weird, like, for me, like, I feel like I've done all right transition-wise so far. In the games I've played. I do find like I get a lot of like sort of fairly consistent seconds. Winning the games isn't always the easiest, but that's because there's a couple of things I've been trying to see if I can make work. So, experimentation and such. I've not played Uprising solo. They do have there is the new deck, which I do think is better. It's a much better streamlined system for doing solo with kind of like the cards and like what you preference first with bits and pieces. I think that's better than what they had previously. I'll be honest, I've not played a game of Dune Imperium of any kind solo for a long time, apart from like the one I did on Dune Imperium Digital, and that was just for testing. So outside of that, like I've honestly, it's been a long time since I've done any solo stuff, but I know a fair few people do. I do get the odd question about solo every now and again, and I say, pause, I don't really know. So, but yeah, I've heard that apparently it is definitely better, and I do think like overall, I think pound for pound, I would suggest that Uprising is probably the stronger game. But that's not necessarily what people are asking. And I think one of the things I wanted to focus on in the review was a question I think had been very validly asked by a few folks. And it's a question that I've been asked. And it's not just, should I get Dune Imperium Uprising? It's, if I've got the first game, should I get Dune Imperium Uprising? And if I don't have either game, should I get Uprising to the base game? And those two are actually quite deceptively different questions. And I do think they kind of potentially have different answers as well. So when that does come out, I get comfy. It's a pretty extensive review. We went through pretty much everything. Obviously CJ's got a little bit of work to kind of get that best ordered and sorted out and whatever else. But I'm really happy with it. I think we had a really good discussion. I think we covered a lot of ground. I think we were pretty fair in our overall analysis. There were, generally it was very positive. Some things in this game obviously really strong. Like the spy mechanic is awesome. The worms and like sand shield wall stuff is an adjustment that you've got to make. The board is definitely a lot fresher. Definitely some changes here and there, which I think are very badly needed. But that's not to say that everything is perfect, and CJ definitely has a couple of reservations about Uprising, which I think were totally fine, and we obviously discussed about those and maybe Also, he even like had a quick glimpse of what we might see down the future. There are, I don't believe, any short-term plans for stuff for Uprising, but medium to long-term, very possible. And I did even have a little glimpse of what you might see if there was a first expansion pack for this game. What you might see, and I've given my thoughts on that. But I'll leave that all for the review when that comes up on the channel and the Spotify's and everywhere else that CJ posted too. I think he puts it on BGG as well and sort of stuff. So I'll leave it all for that. But yeah, that's kind of the idea. You know, it's what I try to do here, like, is sample what people make of it. Definitely there are some adjustments though, which I think have been a little jarring for a couple of folks. So there's no doubt about that. I'll talk about this board, by the way, as we're waiting for folks to have a crack at this. So the board has just changed. So this has been created by Daddy Will. It's kind of like a bit of a sort of semi-incorporation of a couple of different mods that have been sandwiched together. The idea of this one is that there is some light scripting. Not a lot, but there's a little bit. You've got like the Imperium row setup. This is from the original community mod, which a lot of this has been lifted for. It's kind of like the old community board, but it's been tweaked with some additions and other stuff going on, which is all well and good. And I've got no issues with that whatsoever. There is a little bit of script as well for just like cleaning up this and setting this out. So it's kind of basically that, but it's been retrofitted a little bit as well. And I think it's totally fine. A little bit of light scripting for like revealing hands and that sort of thing. And it's just that it's it's just always just a nice that we do not have the full version yet, unfortunately, which is for the one that's being worked by our team. It's not quite ready yet. There have been some images shared of it across TTS Club as well as Hidden Assets. It looks really good. And they are obviously going to do a hell of a job with that, but it takes time, you know. So obviously in the meantime, folks are kind of spinning with this at this time. One other thing I do want to talk about as well while we're here, just a reminder, channel-wise, is the Imperium Cup. Obviously, this is the XMO tournament that is currently ongoing. We did have a bit of a backlog of videos, which we've been busy trying to clear through. We're pretty much almost caught up now. I believe we've got one, maybe two more group games to go up, and then we are beginning the adventure into the knockout fixture, which is currently ongoing. A few of those have been played. I'm covering what I can. I've covered 3 of them so far. We've got a few more left to play. So those will be going up to the channel. It might not be that they're daily videos, because it's been basically daily for the group stages, because, you know, we've had a lot of games happening. It might be that these might be like every other day sort of thing. A huge thanks to everyone who was obviously watching along with that as well. It's been very, very well received so far. The Imperium Cup has been good times. And yeah, now we're getting into the knockout stages, which is obviously, you know, the business end of the tournament, where it's not so much group games anymore. Now it's cracking on. I think it's also cool as well, like, getting into the knockout stage, because again, like, when people have been playing in the groups where it's kind of more about, like, your place in position, obviously cumulative points, but now it's just knockout games. So... Sorry, I'm just getting a couple of messages here. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, knockout games. You know, it's just obviously nice to have that kind of change of things, where now it's like, things are getting a lot more cutthroat. But yeah, that's... Let me rephrase that. You know, it's not just about, like, if someone runs ahead, oh, I'll just play for second. Now that's not a thing. People have got to win these games. So you definitely, in the few games that I've seen, you definitely notice there's a focus shift in that for sure. Is this single player? This is. Oops. Just realized I might want to make this a public server. Let's go ahead and done this. Apologies. One thing that's also we're going to be doing today is, if you're not aware, like you haven't been playing much of the Uprising stuff, so there is a little bit of tweaking going on with, slightly over here. So there is a little bit of tweaking currently going on, and there's a bit of experimentation of player orders. So some of you have been playing Uprising will aware that there's been a bit of a, there's a draft of being trialed at the moment. Because obviously, if you think back to the old hidden asset stuff, it used to be 4-3-2-1 for the longest time. They went to 4-3-1-2 because 2 was overperforming. There's a trial at the moment for Uprising of 4123, which is a little different and is taking a bit of adjusting. But that is being looked at as a potential initial draft method for the inevitable Uprising ranked stuff, because that will be happening. I believe the intention is the current season for XMO is basically going to be the last one, and we're largely just waiting for the current mod that's being worked on to be kind of developed and up and running, and then to integrate the systems that have been used initially for XMO into Uprising, I believe, is the plan. And I do believe that they're intending to explore having 4123 as the initial draft method for that. So we're going to be running that today, because we are looking to gather some information for that as well. So I'm going to use the stats from the day to see if we can learn anything from that. There's no hidden picks at the moment, because there's no way to implement hidden picks, really. Well, and by there isn't really, there is no way to implement it without some sort of scripting help. So, you know, that is just what it is. So it's still open drafting, but we're going to be running 4123, which, you know, is fine. There's a feel that, like, position 7's doing pretty decently, which may or may not be the case. I honestly, I couldn't tell you. But that's what we're going to be doing. So we're just going to get started in a moment. Again, sorry for the slight delay. You know, obviously we're here to, like, play some games with some people. I'm also here, you know, to chat to you guys. It's been a little while since we've managed to sit down, do a stream. You know, and again, I'm curious for you guys and, like, your thoughts on Uprising, things that you found you like, things you don't like, things that you found a bit of a struggle. You know, we just spent like 2.5 hours, well, best part of it, sitting down and chatting about these sort of things. They've also, as well at the top, they've got some of these counters, because something that is happening occasionally is people are not managing to score very effectively, like, and losing track of what they are and aren't scoring. So there's a bit of adjusting for that, which is cool. Which is cool. What is also happening at the moment is that we're still learning some rules as well, dotted about, which is definitely taking a bit of adjusting. So we're just waiting for a fourth here, and then we'll get ourselves underway. Yo, Klaus, you're not wrong. So that is the one thing that is a big adjustment for folks, is that Uprising has a very, I wouldn't say a heavy focus, but it's very important, is the concept of decisive victories. And that's because of Worms. Worms, the fact that they double every single type of reward, whatever the combat, means that Worms are incredibly important, and winning the round 7 fight is also incredibly important. And it's kind of not easy to win games of Uprising without doing either of those things. That's just what Uprising is. Uprising, you know, that is the backbone. There's a more of an emphasis on combat, and, like, obviously that resource generation, sometimes even via combat, in order to, like, fund further things going on. I think there's pros and cons. I think it's good that it kind of forces people to have to, like, interact with each other. The whole concept of playing solitaire, which is something that comes up, like, with XMO, is a lot harder to do in this game. You can't just, like, get Talaxu Master and, like, Talaxu Surge and then just basically decide you're not going to interact with the table anymore. You know, you're constantly forced to get involved in that sort of thing. So that is something that's just an adjustment that's got to be made. So you know, it's not to say that you can't, like, use previous things that are going on, but you know, and previous strategies. But it's definitely a focus shift that I think some people are very much struggling to. So, all right then, let's get ourselves set down here with some folks, and we're gonna have a spin of this, and basically see what happens. So we'll deal those out. So everyone gets one of these, which is their initial symbol. So green's going to be first up here. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. Well, let me dig the rest of those out. Did it just despawn them entirely? Used to put them in a pot. Here we are. It's up here. I can't. That's probably a good thing. So, we're going to do 4, 1, 2, 3. Why? 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 It's going to be... Oh, for God's sakes. I'm just going to reload the board. I was reloading the board. Something's bugged. Hold on. I'll get to your question in a second. Alright. Deal that out. Okay, that just doesn't want to work. Hold on a second. I didn't realize that wouldn't work. I was trying to do something, and I see what's going on here. Hold on. It appears my edits have caused some problems. That's unfortunate. That's why the board's changed since I made edits. That's what's gone on. Okay. Fair enough. Alright, so we'll set this up. Alright. We'll do the 4, 1, 2, 3 thing that people like, so it's blue and then that way around. And we'll set the conflict deck in a moment. I will get you in a second here, Jimbo. Give me 1 second. Let's have a look at the initial row here. Again, this is why the other deck is brighter scans. I've tried to tweak it across, but it appears it doesn't want to work that way, so I'll have to play with that off screen. That's what it is. So, opening cards. There's some fun stuff here. Shashakli's pretty cool. Compass is nice for the resource, the money generation. Smuggler's Haven obviously just strong, just force spice into a thing. So... spell. So it's us first. The barn just goes for the pick because I think he might be considering early revealing. So it's off to us. Let's get rid of all that stuff. What do we want to do here? What do we want to pick here? Not entirely sure. Sardaukar Soldier's pretty cool, and I do like Irulan, so I think we're going to go ahead and take Irulan here. So CJ has Yojimbo. He has played a couple of games of this with expansions. His thoughts are mixed. I haven't, because I personally have no interest. I don't think more is better. While there is some degree of ability to do stuff, for me, it's not for me. I'm not that interested in. I'm not that particularly interested in doing so. So that's just me. Apparently, everyone just wants to spam their shuffle button. I do apologize. The 3v3 mod is being integrated into the initial that's being worked on. That'll be part of the same thing, but that's, again, something a little different, so... but yeah, there are plans to get it integrated. I don't know if there'll be, like, competitions for that. Yeah, it's already loud. Let me turn the game down. That should be a bit better, but yes, their spamming shuffling is not helping. I'm not going to deny that. It's kind of fucking annoying. Right, let's get these turns on. And we'll get ourselves rocking and rolling here. So, opening draw is not good for us. It is the Fotter Skirmish here. We have drawn pretty bad. And we have initial problems. And I've got to work out what we're going to do here. We've drawn really poorly. Accepting contracts isn't... Accepting contracts interesting. So actually, Harvest is something we can definitely get hold of. Harvesting can actually be paired with Irulan's trashing ability, which is definitely something I'm after. So... But yeah, this is a really awkward opening draw. I can't block... I could just punt heavy at, like, Arakeen, but it feels kind of bad. We've got a draw. So it's either Arakeen or accept contract. Harvest is not bad for us here, because again, we can pair that with our ring and do some cool stuff with that. But I feel like Arakeen's a good place to go. So we're gonna go Arakeen. We're gonna see what we do here. We pull the other dagger. God, what a draw this is. What a draw this is. I guess I have to just try and take this down. There's not a lot else I can really do here. This is a difficult opening draw for us. So it's gonna look something like this. Is this okay for you guys? Sort of like that. I can't really get any closer. Yeah, this is an annoying opening draw for us. And now it starts getting really difficult to continue drawing. We could still go accept contract. Like, all we've got left to draw is Convincing, Seek, Diplo, and Ring. And to be honest, I don't care about seeing any of those. So I might just continue to draw accept contract. Might not have anything else particularly to do here. So, interesting thing with Irulan is that if you do draw kind of bad first round, it's not the worst. Oh, that's what the spy icons look like. Interesting. Someone's had some fun customizing this. Like, actually having that initial card trick Irulan's not too bad, because it gives the chance for us to buy an initial card at the thing. To buy an initial card in the row. And then get it with our ring and trash it immediately. So we are going to go and grab Harvest here. Because Harvest just requires you going to a mining space. But how you gain the spice ultimately is irrelevant. So we can actually look to get that, even like Imperial Basin, and trash with our ring, and it actually still counts. So we're going to go to accept contract. We're going to draw. And we're going to take Harvest. Wow, look at that. What an insane set of draws. That's crazy. So we've missed every... We've missed all three of the big cards, which is wild. So Muad'Dib's going to just punt in here. I have both daggers. He has both daggers. So we're gonna pair up here, which is fine, I guess. I would have preferred the Fopter, but it's not a big deal. Yeah, so we're hoping to find the ring with our draw here. We've got 4 to buy. It's a difficult draw. Well, I think we're probably meant to get a decent 4-coster. I obviously do want Sardaukar Soldier. It's a great card for us. Yeah, he does reveal early. I thought he was going to do that. That was pretty obvious. So we're going to grab Shishakli. And, I think we just grab Shishakli and just use that for extra trash. I could go Paracompass as well. This is difficult. He's obviously got that, so... Calculus of Power is also just pretty good. Calculus and Sardaukar Soldier I'm happy with. Shishakli is just a really solid card. I guess I'm obliged to go with Shishakli. He didn't have him. Okay, that's cool. He either had both or neither. The thing is something like Sardaukar Soldier, no one else is really going to pick that very much, so... Yeah, I've noticed that. I didn't know... It's because it's based off the original community mod, so... But yeah, I will probably just draw those manually. But I did spot that, yeah. But either way, what a draw. That's 7 cards. So, Muad'Dib with 6 takes Calculus. He feels he should go Planes in Wheels, but he needs those of Spies. He's going to take the Soldier. It's not a big deal. We would have liked that, obviously, but, yeah. What are you going to do? As Margot got both daggers. She's got one. So, we'll see what happens. So we'll just rock and roll. We'll take the initial conflict, which is good. And we're going to be very reliant on how this card draw plays out here. Muad'Dib's going to just start spamming ones immediately because no one can stop him from doing that. I think you are going to see a lot of Muad'Dib in second, by the way, in Uprising. Like, it's just... You're going to see it all the damn time. Because he's just a one... Unfortunately, Muad'Dib, like, he's cool, but the problem is I think he's also not the most interesting. Because he's so single track. It just is what it is, so... You know, what you gonna do. That's nice. Clear with that. So one grabs an intrigue, yellow gets an intrigue, and we move on. And this should work. Whoops. Okay, Shadow Contest it is. That's exactly... Interesting. Okay, so yeah, we'll draw the 3. That's not what I wanted to do. Still getting used to this new mod. It's taking some adjusting. Oh, we do pull our ring, man. I mean, it's just a solid intrigue. You know, obviously having this, it's pretty damn good. Considering that there's a, you know, this used to be a conflict in the base game, and it's just pay for 5. It's pretty strong. But we've drawn interestingly here. We've drawn interestingly. So we know Shackley's coming with daggers next round. Row's pretty cheap. Staban's just going to spy up, he's just going to spy up the mining locations. That much is obvious. He's definitely going to go ahead and do that. And he's just going to look to print points to Smuggler's Haven, which is fine. It's not very interesting, but it's fine. We probably are obliged to not use Seek Allies. Probably obliged to not use Seek Allies. The only problem with this mod is that there's all this freaking empty space down here, which isn't ideal. But obviously it's based off the initial community version, so... I mean, I guess I'm obliged to go Spice Refinery. I have to stop him going there, right? Margot's just going to deliver supplies, though. Do I care about Staban getting early sword master here? I don't think I actually care. No, I don't think I care. I'll just do this and call it a day. It's not my problem. Yep. So obviously Muad'Dib's just gonna... This is my only issue, like, with Muad'Dib. It's just... Like, he's decent, obviously, but it's not the most interesting, unfortunately, and that just kind of is what it is. So is that what you're going to do? Shadow Contest. If I had any swords in hand, I would be considering, like, going Research Station here. Yeah, Margot should have done that first and just gone straight to deliver supplies. I have to cut that off. Or at least slow it down. If we'd have drawn the last combat, I would actually consider going to gather support just to hit Deep Desert, but we didn't draw it. So Staban will get his Swordmaster right away, but I don't care about him having it. It's not a big deal. Oh my god, I'm honestly considering Research Station barrel it. It's a good combat for us as well. We're never gonna get. We're never getting to. We're almost never getting to Deep Desert. Shackley would be a great find for us. I can go Deep Desert, and I'm probably meant to just go Deep Desert. But I'm always up for just trying to think about different things. I guess I have to get hold of some water for, like, Haga Basin to get there first ahead of Muad'Dib next round to get my harvest going on. How much do I put in? Just the one? I'm gonna have 3 to buy. That's fine. I do want to win this, though. But there's also a lot of swords out there. Staban's got both his swords, so I can't really get involved. So I guess we'll just do this and get rid of that and get rid of that. Just limp that in. Best I can really do in this situation. Most interesting leader. Kind of depends what you're after. There are some interesting leaders. Like, Jessica's a really interesting leader. The problem is that she's also kind of awkward to use. And she can do some cool stuff, but she's probably not the strongest. Irulan, I think, is super interesting because the way her ring works, I think, is awesome. Staban obviously is interesting, but the problem is he only really gets picked when it benefits him. So while it's good for he's interesting, he's only really going to get picked a lot of the time when, like, you're not going to pick him when there's no faction access sort of thing. He's kind of like a laser in a way, in that a laser, I think, Akaz in base is actually really interesting. But you've kind of got to pick her when it suits. So, anyways, so Staban grabs Repair. Margot obviously goes Rebel Supplier. Staban's not buying much of anything. He's got both his daggers. And then we got 3. And I might just buy, like, Unswerving. Or maybe Mauler Pistol. Well, actually, Unswerving's actually not the worst here either. Because we can use that, again, with our ring. And it may be just some cheap Fremen bond with Shishakli. So let's go for Unswerving. And I probably don't buy anything else. We've unfortunately pulled our ring twice and not been able to use it. So it's like, what do you do? So I probably shouldn't buy anymore. I think that's fine. I'm kind of hoping yellow plays something here. But I don't think they will. It's not likely. No, there's some light scripting. Oh, thank God you played contingency. That makes me feel very much happy about this situation. Very good. Okay, so Margot takes it down. We get basically the free spice along with our troop, which is good. Limping obviously very effective in this game, courtesy of the stuff here. So we have to go Haga Basin. This is kind of mandatory. Yeah, only one person press, please. So that goes there. Alright. Spice Refinery is next, then. So we'll draw the 5. That is this. So Shishakli's kind of a weird one. I want to use her. The problem is our last card is our other dagger. Which is kind of annoying. So we're going to have to kind of suss it as we go along here. But this is going to get a little fiddly. Yeah, Margot obviously just goes here. This is why I kind of obviously didn't bother keeping the water. Because we're never getting to Deep Desert. Staban might go Haga Basin first. Which is very possible. But he needs money. Staban wants money for his Swordmaster, and obviously the only way he can get that is Spice Refinery. So I'm hoping he goes there. Would be nice. I can go either way. If he doesn't go Spice Refinery, we go Spice Refinery. Basically, he's got 2 spaces he wants to go to. They're the same as me. He gets to choose first, pretty much. That's pretty much where we're at here. It's a bit weird playing this game away because I haven't actually touched it for a little while because I've been just so busy. So it's kind of nice to like feel a bit fresher. Sometimes like you can play a lot and it can get a little bit kind of, I wouldn't say a bit much, but obviously it can get like a little difficult. Spice Row is interesting. So Muad'Dib wants to win this, no doubt about that, but he'd have to go Siege and then blow the row, which he'd have to punt into. He is definitely looking at fighting, though, is Muad'Dib. He wants to win this fight, no doubt about that. So I might have to not use Shishakli. I might just reveal her and just charge a price here. Muad'Dib getting this would be a bit really brutal. Also, Spicer farming early is nice because people want to hit it to get their Swordmasters and stuff. So, there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. He's just got to decide which way he wants to go. He'll spy up Basin, I assume. That's what I would obviously do. And that's all Saban's going to do here. The problem is that he also has, he's got Favor in his hand, and he wants to start using that, obviously, to print Spice some slow points, but he's not going to be able to do it. So hence why he's keeping the Spice and not spending it. So it's all pretty standard stuff here. Obviously, we'll go ahead and just do that. And chuck it in. So that gets the harvest contract done, which is nice. So we get free money as well. That sets us up pretty decently for situation. Muad'Dib obviously going to Siege. No surprise. So wall auto goes. Contracts are more meaningful to get late early on in the game. I would say that they're a nice addition, and you should always play with them. Like, I would never bother playing without contracts at all. Like, there's an option to do that, but I just don't think there's any real reason to do so. I think they're pretty decent. But obviously, it depends. Like, some contracts are better suited for early game, like your money stuff, and then some contracts are better for later game, like this Highliner. So they vary a bit, but I do think they're more important early game than late game. That's not a... I think that's more feature than bug. Honestly. I wonder if Staban's got, like, Staban might have, like, Distraction. Not Distraction, the one that he gets to reveal a spy. But he's still going to be able to play. I'm curious to see what Staban's going to do here. But yeah, I don't think I'm actually going to look to play. I might just have to reveal here. Because I don't want to play the dagger. I have to charge a price here. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Like, Muad'Dib wants to win this badly. How badly? I guess we're about to find out. Staban finally decided to play Seek Allies. He's not done so yet. So we have a choice. We can go Assembly Hall and retain our strength. The problem is, but then face up. Muad'Dib would have to barrel in at a research station, though, and I just don't think he's going to do that a lot of the time. And if he does, like, that's really hurting him because he's giving up his water. And I just don't see where you do that. He might go Desert Tactics, maybe, but it's the same problem. But I think we have to keep on Shishakli. I think we go Assembly Hall. Gives us 4 to buy. Bit of better buying power. We've still got 2 swords behind us. We've got 2 intrigues. I think it's totally fine, this. That's not bad. I can live with that. So if Muad'Dib's going to decide to bow at Research Station, he's just going to bow at Research Station. But he has a dagger in his discard, so it's kind of difficult for him to, like, heavily commit here. So I think there are worlds we win this. It's not likely because of intrigues. But we'll see how things go. One thing I would definitely say for Uprising, though, from the experience I've had from the games I've played, is this is not an easy game. Because of the way it's designed, I don't think this is an easy game. I think that this is definitely a challenge. I think there's definitely the whole thing of like, yeah, he has to put spies down. Yeah, that's pretty standard. Yeah, it's not an easy game, this. Like, there's definitely a lot of potential to go wrong and get things wrong, and that is something you've got to be bearing in mind, so... so you've got to make careful decisions, no doubt about that. Okay, we're going to have 4 to buy. I don't mind getting hold of another Fremen card, because we've got Shishakli. Shishakli is good to use, but if you can get that, obviously, paired up and just revealed with another Fremen, and getting that bump, it's pretty significant. It's pretty significant. Yeah, Fopter. Yeah, the Smuggler's Haven. And that's what he's going to do. He's just going to leave that spy there for the end of time and just use that to get Spy Smugglers to put by its own points. What you do. Paracompass doesn't look bad, but I feel like I want the Mauler pistol more. I just think having that Fremen is good here. Fomper's also potentially okay, but I don't have a ton of... There's not going to be much bonus spice. Unless I was to get, like, Thumper to get to base, but then you're just revealing Thumper. So I think we just go for the Mauler pistol. I think we do tribalize a bit with the Fremen here. It's about that. I think it's slight variance, but in the games I've played, it's at least 90%. It's at least 90%, if not more. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, by the way. Muad'Dib flukes his way into Overthrow because it was not there. He's a very lucky boy that that's turned up. So this is very bad news for the table. I'll just put it on then. Do I try revealing with Reach here? Is there any contracts I really badly want? I'm going to try. I'm going to be really cheeky here, and I'm going to reveal it. And I'm going to take Highlander contract, I think. Really cheeky, this. Oh, and it works as well. Awesome. That's nice. Result. Yeah, I pass. That was awesome. That was really sneaky. So we get hold of Spice Refinery for 1 troop. That, ladies and gentlemen, is exceptionally nice. Where do we want to put this, is the question. I think Bene Gesserit espionage spot is decent for us here. And we get the flag as well on Spice Refinery. Alright. Nice. Very good. Yeah, well, the thing is, it's the intrigues. There are 5 separate intrigues that blow the wall, which is a lot. And that is a point of criticism that was definitely levied by CJ. And I kind of agree. I think there's too many. So, okay. Interesting hand. So it's round 4. So we're not going to get hold of Swordmaster. We've only get 2 actions. Man, I was actually even hoping to, like, find a way to ambush smuggling with buy access. I mean, there are some cards I could draw, which give me the access, but I'm considering doing that. I might buy access to, like, shipping, to just ship, and then I get my money back anyways, and I start getting bumps going. It's awkward though because we've got diplomacy, but I feel like we have to. I feel like we have to go and do that. At least set ourselves up. People want to hit there as well and get their Swordmasters going. So I feel like it's something that we've got to we've got to do here. Or we go deliver supplies shipping. How's that? That's an interesting actual move. Hmm. Hmm. And then we can turn that into a double bump at shipping and actually take the alliance outright as well. I like that. I like that a lot. But then the problem is it does risk Swordmaster. But I feel like we've got to make use of this Diplo here. It's also Spice Riders. Oh my god. Maybe we just highline this. You do not need to make hook for unexpected allies. Assumably, Muad'Dib's gonna go siege Haga Basin. Spice Refinery, Highline, punt it in. We've got Unnatural, we've got Unswerving, which helps us with some flexibility here. The only problem with doing that is I have no spice for Spice Raiders. Unless I go Haga Basin Highliner. But then how am I getting hold of space? I can probably get hold of Sword. My Swordman's only 6. I think we do it. Yeah, it's tough. It's a tough spot. Sorry, guys. It's a tough call. I feel like if we're going to highline, we need to have the extra spice, though. We also can't highline and get shipping, because obviously we don't have enough spice. So it's a call of either we go Haga Basin first to cut out Muad'Dib, which I think is important. I think we do it. So we're going to draw. I think we go for the... we also have a Mega Liner as well. We've got the Super Duper one. But I think we do this. Because Muad'Dib's just going to absolutely pummel this. How many troops do we put in? I don't really care about the siege access right now. It's not that relevant to me. So, I think that's the only question, is what we do in regards to troops. I think 6 total is good, because remember, we've got hold of Unswerving, so that lets us deploy or retreat. So I think 6 is a good number, and we see how much Muad'Dib decides to chuck in. But I think we do this. I think we do this. So let's go ahead and do this. Courtesy of that. We'll grab the friendship. Yeah. But there's only 1 unexpected allies in the book, so... But this makes it really awkward for Muad'Dib now. Because obviously he just wants to punt it in a deep desert, but I'm making it so that he can't win. So... yeah, just gonna do that. I think this is fine. And then, yeah, we can retreat the troop, have loads in, and if Margot decides she was gonna barrel... You know, and we're picking up money anyways because of refinery, which is the great thing. So there's lots of good stuff to have here. You must, yeah, you've got to do this first, and then you have to set what the price of the space is. I believe that's the order. You've always got to do that before anything else. Because there's always a zero cost. It's not like you can go to here, draw a spy, and then, oh, I can't pay for the space. It's not possible. Margot chucks it all in. I can't say I like that. Ah, man. She has obviously buckets of spice. I guess we just put it in. It's not ideal, but what do you do? It's really important that we win this. Really important that we win this, so... yeah. This is all Staban's going to do. Just spy up these and just make spice, you know. That's what he's going to do. Not gonna be. It's not not very interesting, but yeah, whatever, I guess. So do we put the extra troop in? I don't like that she put it in. Did you draw a card for pulling your spy back? Because you've got to do that. So... this is annoying. I mean, she needs a lot of help to beat us. I think we just leave it garrisoned. We'll draw 4. We've got 4 to buy. I guess we just take Paracompass. Take Paracompass. Like, if Margot decides to chuck, like, multiple intrigues at us, she chucks multiple intrigues at us. That's just is what it is. We can't take that risk. It's like, what do you do? So... yeah, we'll see how this plays out. Yeah, winning would be great. I just can't... I mean, I feel like the thing is she's chucked them in, but she might just be really after the water. Or she might have, like, the retreat one for a... she might have the retreat one for the spies. She might have the retreat 3 for 3 spies. So I don't really see a need to put loads of dudes in here. Probably not. It's because people aren't updating them. So, you know. Nor is Green. Green's not updating them either. No one is. Because people are used to doing this and it just auto-does it for them. So, that's kind of why. Yellow should be there. Blue should be there. Green should be there. Is that what you're going to do? Paul's got overthrow, by the way. So Paul's going to overthrow, deliver supplies if he can. That's going to be what he's going to look to do. Yeah. The thing is, unless she's got... she needs 2 intrigues to beat us. I just can't see her doing it. I mean... why do you think I went heavy this one? To cut him out of this combat? You know, why do you think I did that? Unfortunately, our drawing is kind of awkward at the moment. Also, Staban is just basically printing points automatically. So, and I can't do anything about that, so it's just kind of it all goes as it is. So, alright, cool. So we will pay that for a point. We get a pair point. And we get a bump. Let's bump this up because we need to get our intrigues off of Irulan anyways. We can live with that. Cool. Alright. We'll move on. So, a couple of points scored, which we need, for sure. Tessa Loyalty is next. I'm the only one with the Fopter, which is obviously relevant here. And that obviously is our hand. So, this is where it starts getting tricky for us here. Muad'Dib's just going to power play deliver supplies. That much is obvious. The problem is Margot's also just going to... We're not getting a Swordmaster again. Margot's going to get there first, and Muad'Dib's going to obviously just hit power, is going to hit deliver supplies, and he's just going to front in with Deep Desert. This is a perfect combat for him, so it might behoove us to just buy access and get our intrigue at the Emperor now, and maybe like set up for Imperial privilege, perhaps. Yeah, we're in no rush to get this. Let's just do this. We'll just pay for it now. So we'll pay the cash, take the bump there, and the bump here. Score a couple of points and get an intrigue. There's no point in us going for spacing. It's just a waste of time. Call to arms. So that's going to be fodder for trashing. So we'll go Refinery and then Imperial Privilege, I believe is the plan. And we'll try to pick up one of our... We'll see what card we pull. So we'll get 3 coins. We can trash a dagger out to draw. Interesting. I will put 2 in here. I might trash this. Muad'Dib's got contingency. He must have an intrigue for it. He's got something. Yeah, Call to Arms is very trashable here, so I don't need to worry about that too much. Staban can't get to shipping's the problem. He really wants to get there, because obviously his faction's, like, really struggling. He's relying on getting to Highliner or deliver supplies, basically. But yeah, Imperial Privilege, I think, is the best thing for us. Also, the thing as well, with going Imperial Privilege, especially with Spice Refineries, it means there's a chance for people to hit that multiple times, we get more money out of it. But I might, unless we draw a card out of us, like Unswerving or something, I might legit just go and trash Paracompass here. We'll see what happens. We'll see what we draw. It's not too bad, is it? It's okay. It's getting there. So we have to draw. We have to recall. That is mandatory. We draw that. I think we trash Paracompass and take the spice. I don't think the... Oh, I trash the dagger. Am I getting to a city? Yeah, possibly. Get rid of that for that. Ooh, that's actually pretty useful here. That's very useful. Okay. Yeah, he obviously had something. He obviously had something for the Swordmaster. Either that or Bat or whatever. He had it, so I wasn't too worried about it. I'm a little begrudged to just give this to Muad'Dib. But someone might highline here. And the Oracle strikes again. No, I don't feel so grudged. But yeah, it's not too bad. This is definitely doable. It takes a little bit of adjusting. No doubt about that. It takes a little bit of adjusting. This is all going in. I think this is all going in. They're the only other one with Ornithopter as well. They've got the pair. So they're going to have to put it all in, though, because we're about to proxy this. I would prefer Muad'Dib not winning this, because that would mean... Currently, we're the only people that get to Imperial Privilege, which is obviously pretty damn useful. People are still exploring it. But the truth is that people aren't really... it's part of the review that me and CJ have put together. He's done a bit of it. I personally have absolutely no interest. I don't think it makes the game better in any way, shape, or form. He's done a couple. He's not convinced either. So we'll see. Anyways, we go Siege, right? Let's get our hook going. This is just an absolute bucket ton of resources for us. We get the hook. We get the troop. And it will all go in. And we're going to try and proxy this. But yeah, like maybe I'm slightly biased, but I have no interest whatsoever. This is going to deliver supplies a lot of the time, or friend kits, the other one. So, you know, we're doing all right points-wise, but it looks better than what it actually is. It looks a lot better than what it actually is. Well, there's unexpected allies. You don't need a hook for it. No. So you can go deliver supplies and do that. I think that's much more feasible. So part of being in North Carolina is we had a chance to spin with Paul down at his homebrew, that he called it, which is basically Uprising with access to some of the base game leaders and a selection of the base game cards. I actually think that has some longevity and definitely some cool stuff to it, and I think could be really nice. I think them a problem with going so. I don't want to spoil the review because we've spent a lot of time, a lot of effort working on it. But my summation of thoughts is Uprising, Rise of Ix Immortality was not designed with Uprising in mind. And Uprising was not really designed with Rise of Ix Immortality that much in mind. It's a thing you can do, but it's like... I have no issues with some of the cards maybe going over. I think there's some interesting to do there. But the actual mechanics of experimentations and instead of shipping are... I'm happy for them to be consigned to that. You know, it's fine. Well, this is nice. It gives me more Imperial Privilege potential. So we get hold of the extra coin. And again, that's nice thing of Imperial Privilege. Like, it's kind of a bit like Helena with Spice Refinery here and being able to, you know, get multiple people hitting my flag, which is like the extra bonus, and that kind of pays for privilege, which is pretty cool. We do manage to get Margot to put in more here, which is cool. She might have tactical, here. But I guess it's like, is what it is. I think she's got tactical option, which lets you withdraw as many as you want. Well, I mean, Uprising's been out for, like, available for, like, 6-8 weeks, and it doesn't have a mod that's anywhere in the shape that is anywhere close to what the XM mod is. So I don't think it's a fair comparison at the moment. That's just the truth. This will go on to, like, Fremen space, I imagine. Okay, well, he can't get there yet. So he's going to have to... Yeah, he wants to go there, obviously, but he doesn't have access to it currently, so... Right, we've got a reveal 5. We are definitely taking Chani. No question about that. Chani's a really fun card. Continues with our Fremen tribalism we're attempting to do here. As many as you want. So if you can get 6 in, you can have 6. But it doesn't give you 6 times the combat. Who knows? We'll see. I mean, when you think of the XMO mod, how much time do you think it took to get it to that state, Ryan? Not trying to be, like, annoying or anything like that. Just how much time do you think took to get it into that state? And this new mod's being built from the ground up. It's not being attached onto the old one. You know, that's tough. So the good thing now is because Paul is right behind us on strength, it means that we can easily just use Spice's power immediately. And we don't have to worry about, like, Margaret to save more troops. Because she can't really, because Paul's sitting right there and could have anything. So this is actually a good spot for us to get this Spice for Powers retreat. But I honestly never expected to see it this time this year. Didn't expect it. Nope. It is not, because the XML one is already pretty... What they didn't want to do is attach it onto the old one, and it basically compromises the old one. They don't want to have any effect on that. That one's done, it's complete, it's good to go. That'll always be fine. There's no need to put that at risk at all. So... Did you do anything with that? Oh, you took the Fremen. Okay, sorry. That's fine. No retreat. Yep. So that has worked beautifully for us. So buckets of resources for us here. No, I mean, you got to just put it there. So. They don't count. This is not automatic. There's no scripting here. So, alright, okay then. So, I'm pretty happy with this. We're in a decent spot here. It's not terrible. We have access to our Swordmaster if we want to get it as well. So, we're not in a terrible state here. So, we'll move on. Alright. Basin is next. And then it's the tier 3s. Still not being able to get any bumps out of bits and pieces, but we'll see what happens. Pull our ring. I might potentially just trash out Unswerving here. It's done well for us. We've got a lot of good stuff out of Unswerving. We'll see what happens. I don't think we're in a bad spot. It's going to get hard for us to win this game, I fear. That's the only concern I've got. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's all what our deeps to do. Just use Overthrow, and like, he's he's in good shape. I do want to, and it's something that I think we should look to definitely do where possible. The problem is my scope of knowledge of board games is not very high. There are some I want to do, but it's a bit different. It's like Nemesis, for example. I really enjoyed Nemesis. Like Orski enjoys Nemesis, but it's a kind of difficult thing to do because it is a bit of a long game, and like it's the very first one of those. It's kind of hard to know exactly what's going on. Sometimes it's not the easiest to kind of show off if you're not familiar with it, that sort of thing. But I would like to do more, and it'd be cool to give more things a spin. There's some other games out, like if it was a decent like version of Ra, for example. Ra is a lot of fun. I think is great. But there's no way to do that, for example. I'm not aware of any online functionality for that, so that kind of thing. Okay, what do you want to do here? So, Imperial Favor's gonna start being eaten up here. And it's not worth us trying. I could go to maybe espionage and block it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. And, like, occupy that. This is our counselor thing as well. Just realised. But it'd be nice to do some bits and pieces. So the barn will just go deliver supplies a lot of the time. No. But the other thing is as well is that we should definitely be trying to make use out of smuggling. So it's where we've got to decide what's more valuable here. Do we just go secrets? Secrets, smuggling, and swordmaster in some form? Probably. Just call it objective. But yeah, I do agree it's something that we should look to do more in the future. I think it'd be kind of cool to do. Not just be doing Imperium. So we're thinking secrets, smuggling, secrets, shipping, and swordmaster in that form. And we can use signet ring to trash unswerving. I'm okay with that. Oh, actually, if I'm going to do that, I could go espionage then instead. Thinking about it. I could go espionage and put the spy up the top anyways. Like, the thing is, like, we don't really... It's kind of weird. Like, do we want Swordmaster? Or we can still Imperial Privilege. It's kind of weird. But if we don't go secrets, we don't ever get to the intrigue in the first place. So I guess it's not a big deal. Let's just go espionage, and we'll pull it back. We'll draw a couple and see what we get to. That's our hand, eh? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7. That's a kind of brutal draw. Let's get ourselves over to... Let's get us over here. Yeah, Wardy's obviously just gonna just chuck at the combat. No surprise. You gonna pay any resources for that? There we go. It's not a great combat from Wardeep, this really. It's not that ideal. It's one of those ones he kind of almost doesn't want to win it in a weird way. I don't want to do this. We've got a D4 on Shishakli if we went Mauler redraw. Depends how useful I think the Fremen bump's going to be here. I feel like we've got to try and put some pressure on Wardeep here. Well, yes, the Barn doesn't want to do that. He doesn't really want to give me more money. Yeah, that spicy family flag's kind of nice. It's kind of nice. So it's a bit of a tricky spot, this. That's entirely the plan, Forge. That's why I was happy to spend it at espionage. It's just a question of... I think we do trash unswerving for it. Yep. So we'll take the cash. So he's got eyes on him... Well, he can't go in privilege either, so he's going high council, I think. So we get the Swordmaster. A little late, but it's fine. And then we can trash out on swerving for the space. Very good. See, Muad'Dib's chucking a worm in, but it's like... He's not gaining a lot from this. I wonder if he's got tactical as well. He might have the retreat for a spy sort of thing. There's a couple of retreats, not a ton of them. I don't know who's favourite in this game, truthfully. It's hard to know. Margot will go privilege, yep, as noted. If we draw Shishakli, do we bump Fremen with the shipping to challenge? It gives us free water, which is good. Gives us deep desert options. Gives us research station with some backup. Yeah, the recall agent. It is mandatory. You must pull something back. That was checked with Mr. Denon. There's no choice in that. He just reveals for the spice must flow. So he can buy another one. So this is the thing for Esteban. Like, he's kind of stuck having to just buy points like this. Because obviously, faction-wise, he's kind of dying. Because he never went to shipping. Do we recall it for 2? We're just going to have a bucket ton of water here. I could just go Siege. We could go Basin, maybe? I feel like we've got to put something in here. The rewards are just too good in this fight. Tough. What are we going to draw? We've got Convincing, 1 Dune, Shishakli, and Charney. I think we go combat. Charney would be a bit of an awkward draw. Shishakli's what I would like. I think we've got to get involved in some kind of form here, though. Let's go Basin. I want that 5th spice. Okay, that's what we pull. I think we just limp the 1 in here. One's enough. The second water's not a big deal. So, Muad'Dib's got tactical, that much is obvious. But it's kind of weird for him, because the problem is his garrison is going to be so heavily bloated. So, we'll see what happens. He has to obviously get to Siege so he can get to like Haga Basin and stuff. Yeah, Margot feels she wants to get... The thing is, I don't really think this 4th water is that big a deal here. I don't really see what that's really accomplishing, truthfully. I'd rather just save the troops. But whatever. Never a big deal. So we got 6. So... we've got to make a decision. Ecological continues our Fremen stuff, which I think is worth it. Shishakli and Charney are coming. So they are going to get a bond here. Psycho coordination could be more interesting because we've got spice to spend. And the Emperor Alliance is go-able, but we're going to spend a lot of spice for that, so it's kind of a tricky one, this. We also could use this to spend our water for card draw. Let's go ecological. I might just go Thumper. I might just go all in here with Fremen. Or we could buy Prepare the Way now, actually. Let's buy one of those, so we got some spice and slow options. So I think we're going to need... We need to find a way to score another point, so... But yeah, Muad'Dib definitely has got, like, tactical almost a lot of the time here. How much he wants to withdraw, I don't know, but that's... You know, not my problem. So the only thing so Chani's interesting. So Chani, if I can get 3 troops in, and I play her, I get an intrigue. Or her reveal's really interesting. It's you can retreat 2 troops and keep the swords, or you can, and it also has a Fremen bond for 2 persuasion, which is pretty nice. But obviously, I kind of like Shishakli's also weird as well. I don't know if I want to play Shishakli or not. I feel like I've probably got to try and keep all of that Fremen bond, just to make life a little bit awkward for Muad'Dib. But I guess we'll see. He wants to go overthrow Bene Gesserit, and he wants to go overthrow Emperor, basically. But if I can harass him at the Fremen, maybe we can do some good stuff. Ecological is Fremen and Circle. Okay. We do need to make sure we make good use out of shipping, though. That is very important for us. That's going to help supplement our bumps here. So, just take the loose stuff. But yeah, so Muad'Dib obviously is got a ton of spice going. But yeah, it's not a great conflict for him is the only issue. So we'll see how this plays out. We also have the potential just to go deep desert and grab absolutely buckets of spies. If Margot somehow doesn't do it. Now we get a free troop at Refinery. That makes life a bit easier for Chani. Did you grab your rewards, Yellow? I don't know if you grabbed your rewards. Yep. And it's not just you're allowed to. You must if they're available. I don't know if he took any of that. Okay. Oh, right, you went research station, didn't you, of course. I guess we're just going deep desert, then. And we're going to reveal Chani. Hold on, I've got to work this out, actually. Wow, what a hand draw we've actually got here. So, Paracompass is in theory nice, but the problem is I need High Council, which I can't really get with this hand. This is difficult. This is a really awkward draw with that convincing argument in the ring. We have a problem. I don't know what to do. We don't have to go deep desert yet. There's only one intrigue in the game, which gives someone water. And that requires High Council access. And no one has that. So we don't have to go there immediately. We also have our own hooks. Annoyingly, no Highliner, though. Man, this would have been a good combat for us to win as well. It's a difficult draw. This is a difficult draw. I don't really know what I'm meant to do here. Like, Muad'Dib's just gonna go Highliner and just chuck it in, basically. This is difficult. The problem is with Chani is like I want to reveal her, but the problem is A, we have no intrigues, and B, like I don't actually think we're gonna get a Spice Must Flow here. Not with this hand in this current situation. So I think we might be off just playing Chani to Deep Desert and just getting it in here. Wow, Staban got both of these. These are basically just free bumps. He got both of them. That's insane. That is absolutely ridiculous. He's found both of those. We're under no pressure at Deep Desert. We could go shipping first. Which I'd probably use Shishakli, and I guess I'd probably just trash us, get to trash herself. We can go shipping and just recall the spy and trash Paracompass. The problem is I kind of want to find a way to continue to threaten Highliner, and obviously me doing that does not do that job, so... I just gotta do it. Let's pull that back. That's not good. Let's just get the Bene Gesserit point here. This is what we gotta do. It's not ideal, but it just is what it is. And we'll trash Paracompass to get a couple of spice back. That is a really bad draw. That is an absolute hideous draw as well, this. We are in kind of jail here. Man. So the problem here is that Muad'Dib's about to win the game. Because he's going to score 4 points from the conflict. Minimum. What an awful draw. Yeah, pair, double basing, that, and just any other point. So I think this game is probably over. And there is no chance of... We can't really win the fight's the issue. Just a really awkward spot. Yep, bonus spice you get regardless. So all we can do is go there with Shishakli and hope to draw Highliner access and hope that Muad'Dib can't get it. It's the only thing we can do. It's the only out that we've got here. I was hoping to pull it straight away, sort of thing. But there's nothing else for us to do here. We just have to do that. And I will just trash Shishakli at this point. It's done its job. Deep Desert, worm it, chuck in troops. You know, there's not really much else to be done here. If we draw it, great. It's not good odds. I'm hoping Muad'Dib doesn't have it somehow, or he thinks not to do it. I don't know, but I think we're in a spot of bother here. So Staban has to buy a card. He can't put it in his hand. Guild Spy turns up, which is potentially relevant for spy stuff. So that's all we can do is deep desert and hope we get there. So it's good luck us, basically. So those go in, and we'll trash a Shackley, and we miss. Who clicked that and why? Never mind. Now we get to see everyone's hands, because it does that. This is what it is. It's fine. Just carry on. So yeah, there's not much we can do here. Just throw it in and hope to get lucky. It's kind of all we can do at this point. The thing is, they have to stop me, because of course if I was to win the combat, the game would also be over. So... But it's very hard for us to win this. And by very hard, I mean it's... You know... So Muad'Dib, just... If he wins the combat, game's over. If I win the combat, the game's over. So this is last round. So all we can do is just Charney and just hope that we somehow win the conflict off the intrigue. But it looks like it's over. Unless we get lucky. How many points would be score for actually winning the conflicts? 4. So if we were to get the one that, like, drop an influence bump, that would be okay. We could do that. But it looks like we're not going to get it. So if we don't draw combat intrigue, it is game over, because Muad'Dib will just put in the last one minimum. Shame. Shame. Like, literally, we find Highland access, it's game over. Now it's game over the way around. So all we can do is get lucky. I think we've played pretty solid. We've done the best we could in the situation. So what is our best move? Fremkit? It's 2 sets of 6. It's not 12 for 2, it's 2 sets of 6. Well, I still get the 2 victory points from Refinery, and I still get the Muad'Dib match points, so I still get 10 even if I don't take any of that. So I think Fremkit's the best option we've got. I see nothing else. Yeah, Fremkit's the only thing we can do. But we get fortunate. Well, it's 2 swords. It's 2 swords. I don't know if that's going to be worth anything. But we've got them. Yep, that's in there. We only had a garrison of 3 going in, so... Yeah, we've done what we can. If we don't win, we don't win. So be it. I don't really see what else we could have done this game. Like, our deck's not great. Twice we drew Signet Ring, couldn't use it. Not much you can do about that, so... But I suspect, like, Muad'Dib's got, like, reinforcements and, like, a way, like, detonation to chuck it in. So I assume this is over. So... you know, Staban's had a rough game, but like Staban, like, you know, like you look at Staban, like he's got like, you know, 3 points out of his Smuggler's Haven, but just never way to score anything else. So he needed to get to shipping and never found it. Steersman's no good. There's not much to do here. Is there anything I could buy which gives me any kind of assistance here? I honestly don't think so. I don't think there's anything for us to buy here. So, you know, do what we could. I'm happy enough. Just is, whatever. Yeah. So we just chuck in the 2 swords and close our eyes. We'll see what happens. It's been close. We did well to peg Wadi back. He was favourite early. He drew a tough hand here, but to be fair, the problem with him is that his deck was kind of big, so you are going to get a bit more variance. Like, our deck has been pretty small throughout, which is pretty nice. So, we did everything we could here. If he's got a battle intrigue, then, you know. It was interesting that he daggered up to Assembly Hall, though. That was a strange move. He had both daggers and decided he wanted to do that for the intrigue instead of keep the dagger, which was a bit weird. I don't know why he did that. Either he already has the battle intrigue, or he was just gambling. But I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, I was, you know, it just comes down to a kind of a coin flip here. Either we win or we don't. Well, I don't know what yellow's got. I have got 2 swords, so either they're good or they're not. I assume they're not. Yeah, that's what I assumed. Cool. You're good. So we did all we could here. I'm not unhappy. But I don't think he can win the... I don't think the game's not ended, though, because he's had to sack the point off is the only thing, which is kind of amusing. Wow, that's about the only intrigue that doesn't end the game when he wins the conflict. That's pretty wild. I don't understand how that happens, but there you go. That's pretty insane. Wow. He's still massive favourite, though. So we get this, and obviously the 2 intrigues, but... Well, these aren't helping. That's not good. So we carry on here. I don't know how we win this game though anymore. We'll see what we draw, and maybe we can figure something out. But now we're like, you know. Wait, what? Why is that in there? Right, that's why. Alright, so what do we do now? Here's the problem. What on earth do you do now in this situation? Propaganda's the conflict, which is not good for us, really. What on earth do we do? I really don't know what we're meant to do at this point. But what is our best move? We have to draw cards, obviously. So we could go Arakeen for 2 to try and find Highliner. We obviously have options to go to... We could go Siege to get Worm in at Hager Basin. Because Muad'Dib doesn't have any water. I don't know. I don't think there's any way for us to make use of Spring the Trap here. So I think we might even end up just privileging that and just trashing it, honestly, because, like, how am I ever meant to use it? I don't feel like shipping does a ton for us. I don't feel like... It's two choices. We could go Fremkit with Ecological for the water and to challenge the Alliance. We could go... And that gets us Hager Basin. Also gives us potential to find Highliner, which I think is very important. And I feel like that's the better way to do it. Yes, the Barn's just going to look to Guild Spy and just win the game, basically. So I think we have to, like, try and block that. What do we want to do here? I feel like Fremkit's the way to go. It's water, it challenges, we draw. We just got to hope to find it and get our D6. Wait, it's two sets of two twos. So you have to officially it's choose two, resolve it, then choose two more, then resolve it. I don't see anything better than Fremkit. Fremkit's got to be the way to go here. It's got to be the way to go. Missed it. Damn. But this also gives us now, we have the option, we have the backup of obviously shipping as well. And Muad'Dib doesn't want to go shipping to protect the Fremen Alliance. He really doesn't want to do that. He has no water, so he can't go overthrowing. And the spy's blocking him up there, so... See what he does here. He's just gonna just punt it in here, basically. He doesn't know what else really to do here. That tells a story. He wants to go shipping here, clearly. Yeah. I think all we can do is take the Fremen Alliance. I don't really see what else we can do here. It's hard to do very much. Like, we're kind of, like... We had to win that fight. It was very unlikely to win it. But yeah, this hand obviously is making this very difficult. But at least Muad'Dib can't get to, he can't get to Worms at the moment. Unexpected Allies is gone. Yeah. Staban's just going Guild Spy, basically. He's got nothing else to do. Guild Spy, Spiceman's Flow, score 3 points. That's all he's going to do here. So the game is going to end this round. Staban might win this just because neither of us could win it the last round. He might be the beneficiary of this, which is kind of brutal when you think about it. But it's like, what do you do? And the answer is not a lot, so... I think we go shipping with Imperial Privilege, Semi-Intentions. I don't really see what else we've got at this point. And then we just kind of suss it from there. If he's got, like, Spice Trade, then it is... Yeah, there's nothing we can do. He has to play something here. He doesn't want to play any of his cards. Which I think also tells a story. He's a little fortunate that he's found both the basically free... bumps And he's found Guild Spy as well. It's like absolutely ridiculous. There's not much you can do about it, you know. Sometimes you just intrigue your way out of trouble. Yeah. That's why I'm not worried about this. But I think Staban's going to get to 10 anyway, so all we can do is just do this. We draw... There's not really much else I can really do at this point. Doesn't feel great, but lack of any options. Still haven't found the access. We found Shishakli, which actually is not bad. That's actually not bad, finding Shishakli here. Although if the alliance is going, then it's going to go before I can do anything about it, almost certainly. But who knows? So now we've got the issue of what do we do at privilege, assuming we get there. That's the next problem. What do you do at privilege? We can't get Spice Must Flow. Strategic stockpiling's gone. Opportunism's about the only thing I can think we can get hold of. It's just a straight point. There's not much else, really. So, you know. People need to really do this. People are just lazy. People just want to be lazy, you know. So, privilege. Yeah, so Margot's doing this because she wants to get the privilege, obviously. Also, she has... Always she'd go research station. So, that's kind of what's going on here, I think. I just don't see what else we can score here. What do we trash? Well, distraction's not doing anything for us. Spring the Trap's doing even less for us, really. This is the last round, so... Almost certainly. What the hell kind of draw was that? Price is no object to espionage? Now that is interesting. Either he was guaranteed it. He doesn't have Guild Spy. There's no way he's got Guild Spy if he's making that kind of draw. He's not drawn it. Like, why would you ever move that like that if you haven't got Guild Spy? If you've got Guild Spy, the point. It makes no sense. I assume he just doesn't have it. Very strange. You gotta pay for that. Strange move. Unless he's got more bumps, which maybe he does. I don't know. Maybe he's also just giving up. He feels there's no point taking the bump there. He might actually have it. If he's got it, the game's over. There's not much else to do here. I guess we just go pair the way. And just, you know, maybe try and fluke something, I guess. We find it eventually. Spring the Trap will go, because I can't use it. Manipulate doesn't really help. Is there anything useful here? Guess we just pull that one back. Yeah. So yeah, we've done what we can here. I've got this just in hand. Like, I could have got Steersman, but there's no need to. It's not really helping us anyway, so... if we'd found, like, Shadow Alliance, we could have done something interesting. But yeah, this is just... There's not much to do at this point. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... I don't think there's any way to... make anything happen here. So... yeah, looks like the barn might win this, and he's going to be a lucky boy if he does, but that's the way it goes. Just don't see what else I can do at this point. I could go Sardaukar, I guess, and... how does Margot... I was about to say, yeah, she obviously plays this, so... no, he did miss it. He did miss it, wow. Are we going another round here? Or has Muad'Dib got a way to finish this? I don't know. I should have mid-played Steersman out. Yeah, well. It doesn't really make much of a difference. I guess we just go Sardaukar. I don't really see what else I've got at this point. Sardaukar, and I think we manipulate out Arrakis Revolt. We've got to keep that away from Muad'Dib. I can't let him have that. Let's go here. Grab the intrigue. Bump's always useful. It's not the worst. We'll manipulate out that. Keep that away from him. Yeah. Yep. So, game's over. That's the way it goes. Whatever. We did what we could this game, which was, you know, we had to win the last one. Not what you can do about it. But Muad'Dib was favourite early. We knew that, so... opportunism is just a game winner, unfortunately. There's not much to be done. Yeah. What are you going to do, Blue? Oh, well, it's cool. GG, Green, I think. I don't think anyone can stop you anymore. Looks over. I would suggest it's probably enough. So, yeah, did what we could here. We'll see how it plays out. We'll finish it off. Let them sort themselves out. Nothing interesting. Yeah, I don't see what we did what we could this game. I think we were a little unfortunate how it broke down. Yeah, just that ring early, that really hurts. Like Irulan's, that's the only thing for Irulan. Her ring is really important. It's a massive part of Irulan is her ring. So like to draw it twice and I just can't use it like that was pretty gnarly. The opening draw was really brutal. So you know it's like what do you do about that basically? And the answer is not too much. That's the way it goes with Irulan. You know, if you can't use a ring early, getting either the trashing or find the spice, like it's hard to come back from. I think we played okay though. I think we did all right. I don't see what else we could have done this game. Did what was possible. So, all right, cool. see what else is going on in the world. That game's gonna be... When is that? Oof, that's rough. That is in, like... Is that really in, like... Hold on a second, I need to check something here. I guess I can't really cover it. Shame. I kind of want to, though. The knockout game of the competition with Lanny and Drazo, they've organised it. They said they were going to do it in, like, 30 minutes. Or do it, like, now. Unless they've already started. They might have already started at this point. So, alas. Anyways, well, I guess we'll carry on. We'll play some more. I haven't had a chance to play very much of this, so we'll just crack on and do some more of this. I hear lots of pinging and stuff. I have no idea what's going on screen. I'm not looking right now. We'll do one. So yeah, alas. How did he lose that? That's very strange. See, I think the mod definitely I think it's definitely a step up from where we were. Definitely. Which is good. Yeah, once we get our proper one out, that'll definitely help a little bit. But it's definitely you know, it's a step up from where we were. The last one was a little bit on the... It was a little too rough, so... But yeah, we'll have a look and see. Why do you do this? Alright, let's go ahead and make one more, I guess. Yeah, no, I'm trying to think back to the game. I'm like... I mean, it was absolutely gross open and draw. Yeah, I guess when you are deep, you just get first access to hooks and you get overthrow, like, you're just going to win games, aren't you, really? You're just going to win a lot of games. Alright, this can be deleted, because I can't use that properly because it changed the thing, so I'll have to mess around with that. That's fine. So, let's get rid of all that. Yeah. That's the only thing. It's kind of really strange from Wardeep as well. Like, you think back in the base game, he's like Mr. Flexible, Mr. kind of play it out and see and be and that kind of thing. And in this game, he's like the complete opposite. It's really strange. It's really strange. Really weird. Anyways. So annoying there's this freaking heart here. I can't get rid of this heart. It's kind of annoying. I don't think there's any way for me to get rid of that. And there's no other way for me to like get this chat box like appearing because YouTube is a thing. So it's like, what do you do? Sorry, I'm just trying to mess with bits and pieces here. Yeah, a little bit. I don't know. It's like Like, he's good, don't get me about that, but it's just, the only problem I have from Muad'Dib is that he's not the most interesting. He's basically just worm spam, and that's all you do all game. You just spam worms whenever you physically can. I mean, to be fair, like, Uprising is kind of a bit worm spammy, because the fact that its conflicts will double any reward, and that is something that we did bring up in our review of the game. We do talk about that a little bit. Kind of wish maybe that wasn't the case. Maybe there's a different way to play the rule. Like, we did sort of bounce around the thought that what if worms only doubled if you won, otherwise it doesn't? You know, would that be a better way of doing things? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. I don't know. Unfortunately, LG chat has just, like, yeah, a bit awkward tricking for that. But what are you going to do? Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to take to get that out, but hopefully it'll be fairly soon. Hopefully it'll be fairly soon. Yeah, oh well. Yeah, she's definitely my favorite leader. It's just that occasionally, if the ring goes to hell, like, it's really brutal. Because, like, her side ability is, like, kind of meh. Like, her ring is really, really important. And if you just draw it weirdly, it's not a good experience. They are kind of a bit. And so in our review, when it comes out, like, we spent a long time talking about combat. Obviously with, like, the conflict decks, worms, shield walls, all that sort of thing. Because it is the biggest change in the game. Like, spies are probably, like, the best change. But I would suggest that that the combat change is, like, the biggest change to this. And yeah, there is the problem. And there are also, I think, a couple of really problematic combats as well. Protect the Sietches, I think, is really problematic. Trade Dispute, I think, is really problematic because you just worm spam these, and it's like, what can you do about that? Especially this one here. Like, you chuck in a worm, and you're gaining water. You know, that's insane on any reward. And, like, you could just chuck in a worm and feel pretty confidently you're getting a water back. Minimum, if not more. Like, that, this one and this one, I think, are kind of problematic. It just encourages people just to chuck worms in. The problem is you've got is, so, like, there's no situation, there's very few situations where, like, sort of, like, maybe like a Gurney or Fade, or anyone who's not Paul Atreides, to go to Hagar Basin with a hook and not put a worm in. Like, it's 90% of the time, it's not even a consideration to, do I take the spice of the worm? You just chuck the worm in almost every single time if you can. And that, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. It's a little... Is it a little too much? Maybe. Maybe not. We did bounce that around on the... we did bounce that around on the review. I know definitely with CJ as well. Like, when he was first reading the rulebook, he assumed that it was just only if you win, you double the combat rewards. And maybe that might be a better way to do it. I don't know. I think it would be interesting to play some Uprising where you only double the rewards if you win the combat and see what changes that made. The thing is, though, I'm sure, like, Direwolf must have tested this. They must have tried both ways and ultimately decided to go this way. Like, they can't not have tried that. It's a little funky. The other thing that also influences as well is the fact that, of course, there are some combats where, obviously, there's a couple of combats where you could argue second place is as good, if not better, than first. And this brings us to Chome Security. This one is also a bit of a problem because, as a worm player, if you're chucking in worms, like, do you actually want to win this or not? Like, you should always be encouraged to win the combat. And the problem is, like, a worm dude can just chuck in, like, a worm and 2 troops, and they don't care if they win or not. Because if they get second place, well, it's 2 water and 4 troops, and they just continue to chuck worms in. So, you know, between that and the fact that there's 5 intrigues out of 44 that take out the shield wall, and you can spy up Siege, so you can't block that. It all encourages people just to basically just jump in head first, chuck in worms, and then worry about the rest of it later. And maybe it's a little too much. That is something that we definitely mulled about, and we talked a lot about that on the upcoming podcast. You know, I think people's mileage will vary a little bit. No, I'm just gonna remake this. Chief and as if. Let me just do this. I think it was him they wanted it. I think it was him. Just ping them. Unfortunately, like there's been so much chat in this that all the games have just been lost. So I'm just gonna remake the lobby here and call it a day. Yeah, definitely. The spies I have no problems with at all. Like the spies are great. I think the spies is a really good addition. It's definitely my I think it's the best addition to this game by a distance. I think it's very, very strong. And like it's kind of like the worms, I like them being in two. It's just that I think it is a little much. You know, and very quickly we're getting to a situation where like the first thing you should always do in a game, if you can, is just bum rush Fremen. And get worms, and then you work the rest out from there. Because if you can just get worms in, then you're just accumulating so many resources. Because again, it's like you double anything. You double anything. And like most of these, even the third places, like in these, are great. You know, 4 spice, 2 spice, 2 troops, 2 intrigue, 2 troops, 6 coins, 2 water, 2 troops, you know? I mean, like, any of these rewards as a worm, like, you're making so much profit on, and those are all the third places, you know, and that's the problem. That is the problem there. And the only other issue that I do have is, again, that there's 5 separate intrigues in the deck that blow up the wall. So, and you can't even, like, stop Siege. So it feels like there's so few games where the wall stays up that, like, it's less, is the wall ever going to come down? It's a question of when is it going to come down? And maybe, even if it was, like, maybe 20% of games, the wall stayed up, just so they think, oh, well, maybe sometimes it doesn't. It's like, it's 90% plus. So, well, I mean, the thing is, though, if you have that spy set on highlight on the whole game, well, you're not doing anything with that spy for the rest of the game. So that's the price you're paying. Yeah. Exactly. And that's the idea, you know, spies, you use them when you need them. I have no issue with using spies as a defensive measure. Be it Staban collecting spice, be it like putting somewhere that you want to use several rounds. Because again, like if you've got the spy there, like that spy is stuck there for the rest of the game. And that means you've got less flexibility elsewhere on the board. I have no issues with that. I have no issues with that whatsoever. If that's something you decide you want to do, then fine. That's your call. And I think that's just part of it. So I can understand why Montu may be like, it's maybe, but I think that's more like it's the player as much as like the feature, personally. sake, sorry. Sorry, folks, just sorting it out here. There's a bit of confusion on the matchmaking here. I've got 5 people wanting to play this game, and it's all a bit awkward. So apologies, everyone. I'm sorry for the chat here. Sorry about that. I think it's sorting itself out. I mean, maybe, I guess, but I think part of it is. I think part of it's fine. I mean, I am gonna have to ask Azif to sit down because he did like say yes to this FG like 5 minutes ago. If he comes. So we'll see how this goes. This could get messy aspects in a second. So we did talk about 6-player as well. I've not played it. CJ has played a little bit of it. He likes 6-player, although he's maybe not the surest about actually doing it in a competition. He's very worried about a degree of quarterbacking, so which could happen. Well, Azif like put his name down for this 5 minutes ago, so I'm kind of obliged to let him sit down. Oh, it's kind of rude on him to put his name down first and say, "Oh, actually, no." No, of course not. You know, because I think the other thing as well for 6-player is that I think it's partly the social aspect of sitting, like, being in person. I think maybe part of that could be lost playing 6-player online, is the only concern. Alright, as you desire, man. Just, it wasn't fair to Azif to, like, kick him off the table, because he put his name down first, so. Well, that was a bit messy, but thanks to Chief for willing to do that. Alright, then. I feel bad for Chief, actually, as well. That was just a bit of a mess. Anyways, I guess let's get this loaded up here. So let's deal these out. So we're going to be in the 3rd seat here. So we'll set this up here. What do you mean you can't see? Hold on. Let me reload it. It might be it's loading. Let me just reboot the board. Is that better? Yeah, he's 99%. He's loading. The board takes a moment to load on this mod. Is there anything? Is that good? Okay, yeah, it does take a moment to load the board if you not load this up first. All right, we'll do this out again. We should probably shuffle these as well. All right, 1st seat instead this time. Okay. Alpha gets on the 1st spot. Cool. All right then. Alright, well, why are you drawing those? You haven't picked leaders yet. Never mind. We're trialing of like 4 and 2 3s being trialed as a potential like rank stuff, so we're gonna pick in that order. Let me set up this stuff. So we green first and then clockwise. Okay. So let's have a look at the opening row and stuff here. It's been a bit messy. I'll just close the LFG. Okay, Jessica taken over there. Arrakis Revolt's very strong. Very expensive row. Very expensive row. Have you got, like, Gurney or something? Or potential, like, Ring to Arakeen, Fremkit stuff. I feel like Gurney's not a bad shout here. Yeah, let's go grab Gurney Halleck. Gurney's really strong. The thing with Gurney as well, he's just so consistent. You know, he's just like, he's never a bad pick. Like, if you don't know who to pick in Uprising, pick Gurney Halleck. And you probably won't go wrong. There we go, they've sorted themselves out. So, yeah. And this is the thing, you're going to see a lot of Muad'Dib in second place. I think, until, like, a hidden pick system comes out, I think you're going to see Muad'Dib in second place, like, majority of games. And you're just going to see that, because it's just, you go there, you go Fremen twice, and you just, you know, you just get worming, basically. Not surprised. You're a lot taken in here, so it's going to be very interesting. It's such an expensive row. Like, cheapest card is 5, which is a lot, so... We'll see how this goes down. Alright, okay, and let's get... That's not what I want. Let's get the turns up here. We'll get ourselves underway. It is the money conflict first up. What's our hand? That's our hand. Ugh. Okay. So you are kind of obliged to go Fremkit first action if you can. It's a really strong move to get the draw, get the faction bump, threaten, obviously, worm stuff. So I don't see any reason not to do it. The only question is how much we put in here. This is going to get barreled. I guess we just go ahead and limp the one in. Do I want to use Seek Allies here, or do we use Diplo? I have to try to buy something. We have to try to buy something. We'll just limp the one in. We'll just sort out from here. But yeah, like, Fremkit first up is a pretty solid, straightforward move. They are there. It's Arakeen Water and... It's Arakeen Water and Spice Roni 2. Can you not see any of these? Right. Leave the table and come back. And hopefully it will load them. I think you've got an issue if the assets aren't loading. Because he didn't load the board either. I don't think he's used this board at all. So we'll load... I'm hoping he comes back in and it realizes to load all these assets, basically. Well, hopefully this works. Show it, everyone. I had a feeling that would work. Alright. Just do your move, I'll sort this out. This is going to take a moment. Just do your move, I'll address this. Alright, so let's get rid of all this. Now, how clever can I be? I assume that's him going to... Yeah, no surprise there. It's like when someone peels a Nyx tech early. Same sort of thing. There we go. Everything is fine forever. Marty also just puts in the one that was interesting. Okay, fair enough. Oh, that was messy. Sorry about that. Okay. So. We have to go Arakeen and Blast here, don't we? We have to go Arakeen and Blast. I was kind of setting ourselves up to potentially do this. Hopefully we don't draw our dagger. I want any other card that's not our dagger. I think we're just forced to just absolutely blast this and hope we... Okay, that'll do. How much do we put in here? At least 3. It's at least 3. Yeah, 3's good. 3's probably a touch too much. But we've only got the 1 dagger. So if we'd have pulled the other dagger, I would have saved the troop instead. So we have 5 persuasion. So hopefully we're going to be able to buy something. But yeah, this is the thing. It's such an expensive row that is really messing with people. Really complicating this. There's some very good cards up here, though. A lot of very strong. I think Lady Jessica is actually just going to straight reveal. I think you might see that happen. The Alvara King contract comes up. That's kind of wild. Yeah, I probably could have saved the 1, but it's fine. Wow, Irulan's going to blast this? That's pretty sick. She's not blasting all 4. There's no way. Yeah, she can't. There's no way. Not when she trashed the dagger. She'll probably just put in like 1, maybe 2. It's kind of impossible for her to... It's kind of impossible for her to put in all 4 here when she trashed the dagger. Unless she's got the other dagger and she's going to try deny. But why? You just can't do that. You just can't do that. So, interesting. Irulan goes for the deliver research station move. Don't see that a lot. Jessica does reveal for 7. Takes Interstellar, which is reasonable. We got 5. High Place is a really good card, just for the faction access. Smuggler's Haven obviously is really strong as well. But I think we just go... I think High Place is the way to go here. And just have the faction access. We can put the Spy... Haga Basin, maybe? Where do we want to put this Spy is the question. Haga Basin's fine. I think Haga Basin's fine here. It can't be a bad move. Because Mardib obviously wants to get a spy there as well, so it just denies that later on. So he's going to go Fremkit Siege. It's these things. Yeah, that's the other reason as well. He obviously wants to just put spies up, so... It's 1 less space for him to put it in. Oh my god, undercover asset comes up for Irulan. That is nuts. This is, like, so crazy. What a draw. With 4 as well. That's wild. That is wild. So... Yeah, that's pretty good. So Irulan's gonna jump onto Siege Tabir pretty quickly here, which is worth noting. She has no water, so she can't like use Deep Desert and just like jam up and just go shipping early. She needs the spice for it, so yeah, take your stuff, kids. So we'll see how this plays out. Take the point, and we'll just move on, and if it all works out. It's two coins blue. Alright. How bad is this going to be? I have my answer. I have my answer. About as bad as it could have been. Very good. Understood. Okay. Well. Oh, brother. Oh, man. Well. Wow. Muad'Dib doesn't go Fremkit. Wild. His Diplo's in his hand. Well, Irulan's just got to go there then. She's got faction. She has to go Fremkit. It's mandatory, right? You'd think. It's really weird, though, because of undercover assets. Well, surely she goes there. Yeah, she has to go there. There's no reason not to. That's cooked. Oh, my God. What a draw this is. Assuming she's going Haga Basin. Yes, obvious. So, do we go gather support? And just threaten people? You're gonna pay the water? I think we go gather support, and we pay for the water. It also gets us close to the deep desert and gives us some options. Our hand is that bad. I think we have to do this. I think we have to do this. I don't really see what else we've got here. And we can garrison up. The water's good for us. It just threatens all sorts of things. And we just see how we can go here. Do the best of the situation we've got here. When you draw a hand like this, you've just got to improvise, basically. Yep. No surprise there. Yeah, she already had the itch, yeah. So there's the seat check. There's the hooks access. That is absolutely so insane. That is so crazy. And then to get it immediately on round 2, it's so brutal. Alpha Nova is favourite in this game now. No doubt about that. We have 5 to buy. Do we early reveal? Early reveal and do what? We can get Space and Guild Favor, I guess. Space-Time Folding is also just a solid card. Is it worth going accept contract? Probably for these. We can threaten the refinery. I don't hate it. Jessica's got both her faction cards, by the way. I can only assume she's going to deliver supplies. No, she's going Arakeen. She's absolutely going all in here as Jessica. My God. She feels she has to win this. I wasn't sure if she was going to go Arakeening here. she's gonna do it. Lady Jessica is going in. My god. I don't know which one I want more. Do I want the water one? I think I have to go for the water one, because I threaten to deliver supplies, and I threaten spice refinery. I guess we just have to do that. I'm a little bit worried about what I'm going to draw, but it just is what it is. You know, you just play it as you go. Especially when there's not a lot of water out there, I guess we just have to do it. Just grab it. What do we draw here? Ugh. Had to be Diplo, didn't it? Ugh. Nasty. Muad'Dib finds smugglers immediately. God, this is a rough start. Muad'Dib has to go Arrakis Revolt. It's like one of his best cards in the entire game. So this Shield Wall is dead. He has to get his hook first, of course. Now, this Shield War is dead. It's not going to last very long, so... yeah. Tough, this. A couple of decent cards coming up, though. Double Agent, solid. Reliable Informant, solid. Just to see what Jessica does here. Swordmaster's going to go out very fast here. Jessica's got 3, so she's going to go Space-Time and Reliable, you'd imagine. Maybe Double Agent. Double Agent's also solid. I mean, there's still people buying stuff here. Interesting. I think we have to go Space-Time Double Agent. Rhetoric's pretty good. But it's a one-time use. Space-Time Folding's just solid. I think we have to take that. And I think we take that in Double Agent with potential for... well, I mean, the extra draw's not a big deal. It's better for the access. Let's just take that and call it a day. So we'll rock and roll. Alright. So... are we gonna get denied a lot of bad stuff here? We'll see. There's High Places, of course. So this is the thing. We need to try to... I don't know what we're going to do with High Places. High Places have basically just got Largy as just an access card, and also just to block up Hagar Basin, basically, at this point. That's kind of all it's doing. And we'll just kind of, like, work this out as we go. I love how both water contracts are out already. It's kind of funny. We'll wait for Jessica to work out what she's doing. Then we'll move on. No. Yeah, only one person pressed that. I mean, shuffle these. Alright. Spice freighters it is. We pull Rhetoric right away. Interesting conflict. See how this breaks down. Assuming we don't get the Spice Refinery, what do? We could go dutiful service and just double up on refinery contracts. I don't hate that. It's not a bad way to get the bump going, and we're going to be hitting there anyways at some point. I feel like we have to use this. You can't do that. You can't do that. You don't have access. Yeah, people do that a lot. Be careful with undercover assets. They assume because they got there with hooks, you still can't visit the seats without undercover assets. So, still not an option for Irulan to do this. Do watch out for that. I've seen a few people make that mistake. Just because they got to seats with hooks doesn't mean they can keep going back there. I've seen that a few times. So here come the worms. Irulan's just going to barrel everything in that she physically can. That should be at 2. So she goes for that. Okay. We have to just go refinery then, right? Sucks. I'd like to use this, of course, but, you know, it's not a big deal. What do we want to do here? We just have to take the water, right? We just have to take the water and just reassess. We can go there whenever we want. We've got more stuff coming up. We have to hit refinery while we still can. There's no way we don't. Whoops. I think we put in at least 2. The nice thing with like this is that I can put in 2, and I'm obviously threatening putting in more potentially. You can't do that. You need influence. Yeah, definitely can't do that. Apparently everyone just thinks, undercover's assets out there. Who cares? Let's just play this entire game. Let's just all go Imperial privilege as well. Oh, dear. We're just going to play this game without any influence requirements whatsoever. Deary me. It's tricky, this. It's tricky. The problem is, I can't even, like... I don't even think I can, like, use rhetoric to give me siege access, because I don't have any access to siege coming. We've got, what, double dagger, convincings, Dune, Diplo, and space-time folding. So I can't even, like, threaten siege. We have no access coming. So it's, like, really hard to know what I'm meant to do here. I kind of feel like I want to keep hold of Dangerous Rhetoric, because it's just a bump later on. I feel like we should probably use High Places rather than reveal it, even though technically... it's kind of a weird spot. Guess it depends a little bit on what red does. Maybe I should just put in all 3. I don't know. Kind of just is what it is here. The other argument is that I could just go Deep Desert now for space-time folding. But then I could do that anyways next round, right? So, yeah, just going all in Fremen. That's pretty standard. Corinth City's turned up, by the way. I can't get that. That's a problem. So, I think we just use High Places and go, like, Secrets or something. It can't go on the spacing. It's got to be a faction that's not spacing. It's the only place it can go. That's the only place it can go, is there. You can't put it on spacing. So... I think we just go Secrets. I bet Secrets can't be bad here. Or we go dutiful service for Highliner with intentions of deep desert Highline and get the water back. That's an interesting move. I like that. I actually like that a lot. Let's do that. I think that's a cool move. We've got to try and think ahead a little bit here. Like, Irulan's going to get the win here, obviously, and I can't stop that. But I think that's what we do. There are worlds we don't draw the mining card, so this is dangerous. Like, there's 7 to draw, and only 1 gets us there, so there is a risk of not getting there. And I am very cognizant of this. So we are taking a chance. But I feel like this is the move. The good thing, at least Irulan doesn't have any water, so she can't keep re-spamming. And that's the thing, of course, because she got to Siege early, she doesn't actually have access to get there. Oh, she had, wow, she actually pulled Price of No Object, so she's got to go there then. I think she was actually going to go Emperor. But she can't do that now. So, Akalippa does. Yeah, we can't go for the combat, obviously, because she's got unswerving, so she has at least basically 2 extra strength. Which is what it is. She's going to get this pretty cheap, which is a shame, but what are you going to do? Free to buy. We go double agent. Good card for us. Overthrow turns up again. Dwardeep finds it twice. Good God. There's some very powerful cards out there. We just need to find the mining access. If we don't find the mining access, we're in very big trouble. Oh my God. Now how long did the fight is? Look at this row. Jeez. Well, Irulan ain't getting any of them. So she can just obviously garrison it back. And let us sort herself out. So we just got to get there, basically. We have the water monopoly, which is good. And we got the troops in garrison. So we just need a decent conflict for us. What would be a good fight for us here? Like, protect the sieges would be alright for us. Protect the siege would be pretty good. We'll see how this breaks down. So she's going to take at least 1 bump there, which is natural. I think she is going to take the throwing bump just so she can start hitting siege anyways. So, yeah. Just whatever you're doing, Red. So, alright. So we'll see how this plays out. Well, that's where Irulan's going to go. She's going to just jam it up there. Alright. We can move on. There's no if you win cards, so we can just do that and move on. Show 'em security. Please let me find this. Oh, we do. Okay. Okay. Right. Okay. This is not a bad conflict for us anyways, either. Because this also is good for us to get the friendship, too. And we're going to have the spice, so this is going to be interesting. The question is how much we put in. How much do we put in here? Is it? I apologize. It's round 4, so it should be green, because I was first. She hadn't used that yet? Interesting. Yeah. Deep desert. High line. How much do we put in? How much do we put in? That is the question. We might as well use space-time folding and do it as well, just to cycle a hand. What have we got coming up? Dagger and convincing. Okay. So let's go ahead and cash this. That is a notable move from Wadib. I think Irulan is going Siege with undercover assets anyways, if she's got it in hand. To stop him from getting his hooks. And if she's not thinking about doing that, she probably should. I guess that also works. But this is the one where you just jam this, you know, unfortunately, so that's not what you're gonna do. So how much do we put in at Highline? 6 total? I think we just put in like 5. I mean, it's difficult. Wadib's got that action. I think 6 totals. 6 totals good. Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, that was my concern. Oh my god. Is he really gonna beat me here? Oh my lord. Well, this is a disaster. I've completely miscounted here. Oh my god. Rip. Rip. Oh my god, he didn't put it in. He was happy just to take second place. Which is ridiculous, by the way. Like, you should just go in here. But this second place is so good for Worms that he's just happy to just not do this because he just gets infinite water, basically. Which is stupid. But that's Worms for you. That's ridiculous. Like, he should just... Whatever. Whatever. And now the worm dude has infinite water. This is such a busted card on Poor Atreides, by the way. It is so busted. So busted. So... Once again, it's going to be like a round 6 Swordmaster for me as well, which isn't great. I'm just going to draw the intrigue and then decide... Wait, hold on, what's going on here? Hold on, what's going on? You need to do the spy before you do anything else intrigue-wise. If you go in there, you've got to decide if you're doing the draw. Okay, I take it you're not. So, all we can do is, I don't know what the hell we're going to do here. It's fine. I know what you're doing now. I just, yeah. No, yeah, but just do it step by step. But you can. What do you mean place it? Well, it wasn't there, was it? So yeah, you can put the spy, and then you recall it. You draw the card, and then you do anything else, and you can put it back. It's just you were doing it all at the same time, so I had no idea what you were doing. I do because of the Highliner contracts. That's why. Yeah, so just do it step by step. It's fine. We know what you're doing now. It's just, yeah. I don't know what use this water's going to be for me. Probably some research station. I guess. I got 5 to buy. What am I doing with 5 to buy? I guess I just get Spacing Guild favor. Spacing Guild favor is about the best thing I think we can get here. We do have potential discard. It's also not a bad reveal. Just 2 persuasion and potential bumps. It's a little pricey for the bump. Yeah. So, just grab that and move on with our lives. But yeah, it's so stupid, this. Like, Muad'Dib should have just put it all in and just beat me for this conflict. But second place is so good, he decided not to. It's absolutely... That is a problem. There shouldn't be a situation where you should want to not win a fight, right? It seems so anti-Dune. What are you gonna do? Absolutely crazy. And now Muad'Dib just spams worms. That's all he does now. Oh well, not my problem, I guess. We just got to get our faction points and work it out from there. We do have shipping access, which is good, and we're going to need to make use of that shipping access. That's our dagger, so we're going to need to find the way there, but I think shipping's going to be very important for us to start barreling. Shipping, Siege seems not a bad route for next round, potentially. Yeah, it's no worries, man. It's no worries. Some people don't rate the Highliner contract for water, but I think this does, it really encourages going Highliner mid-game. Because you think back to, like, when people highline in mid-game in, like, Iximo, for example. I mean, she can just go Basin and just chuck a worm in and do nothing else and, like, make tons of profit out of it, which is kind of crazy. You know, when you think people, like, highline in, like, round 4 or round 3, for example, or something like that, or maybe, like, round 4 especially, Iximo, you're doing as much for the water. To get you to, like, a research station or get you back to Great Flat, that sort of thing. Wow. Undercover asset to just... that's a bit weird. Must be after Corinth, I guess. Must be after Corinth. It's kind of a weird move, that, I'm not gonna lie, but, yeah. So, overthrow for Jessica. Irulan's gonna get Corinth here, and we're in a lot of trouble, because our deck is kind of rubbish. It's kind of rubbish. So... looking difficult to see how we're gonna win this. At least we score a couple of points here. And by a couple, I mean, well, 1. But we'll see how we go. We're gonna have to kind of wait this through, though. It's not clear. Like, we are the other 3 have way better stuff than we have access to. Real bits and pieces for us here, so it's very hard to see how we're gonna win this. We want reset station contract. So we get to at least get that point for the friendship. Have to suffice. And we'll move on. Take your stuff. But yeah, it's so absurd. They get 2 loads of this. You get 2 loads of that. You got a worm. Still cooked. Alright, move on. Yep, for anything. It's kind of crazy. Well, that's a draw. Wow, what the hell do I do with this? Yikes. Dangerous Rhetoric again. I guess I have to go... man, I'm not using Rhetoric twice. This is a problem. God. Deary me. I guess we have to go shipping and just go siege. I just don't see what else we've got here. I don't see what else we got here. Nothing makes any sense. We gotta try and at least... We've got the water. We have to at least threaten Hagger Base and hooks and stuff, and... I'm sorry, what? He doesn't have... Is he got no access? Huh. Oh, he trashed the dagger. He trashed the dagger. Ah, that's what happened. Wow. He trashed the dagger. That's kind of nuts. Huh. Funny. Highliner and stuff? Why do you think I highlined last round? It's kind of a weird conflict, this. Siege of Arakeen. Like, she's gonna just chuck in a worm because you're just gonna chuck in a worm. Because why aren't you gonna chuck in a worm here? Yeah, I think we have to siege. Yeah, here comes all this. It's all pretty standard. You are meant to pull back the spy before you do anything, by the way. No, but you need to do it before you do anything else, and you're going to pull it back because you want that, right? Yes. So we're gonna get a bonus hit off here with this at Swordmaster. I'm trying to work out where I want to take this. I guess we take it with Emperor just to get privilege potential access later on. We don't really need to do it with the Bene Gesserit right now, and we have no Bene Gesserit in our deck. We've got one card and it has nothing else synergisting off anyways, so I guess we just do this to get the Emperor point. It can't be bad. We'll just take the points and call it a day. But yeah, I guess he just didn't have access, which is kind of crazy. So we're accumulating points. But now it starts getting difficult. Now it starts getting difficult. Crazy he didn't have access, though. It's pretty wild. Well, yeah, I have no real interest in going Haggard Basin right now. Yeah, of course he's going to do it. It's just spend the spies. I would do that. What, he finally decides to update his score? I'm not going to do it for him. Not going to do it for him. What do we want to do then? Imperial Basin isn't bad. The 2 spice is just useful. There's no reason to leave it there. We can just limp the troop in. I got 2 daggers. There's no need to put in multiple troops, is there, really? I don't think so. I don't see a point in doing anything else. This looks fine to me. And, like, I don't really care about this conflict too much. It's not really for me. Could have put in a second one, I guess. But it's like, eh. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal. Jessica's got all these spies on the factions, but it's not really helping her a ton, I don't think. Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of is. Very hard to see how we're going to get any alliances here. It's doable, but it's very difficult. We're going to need some help in order to get that, but we'll see how things break down. Yeah, just go Fremkit or something. Yeah, Fremkit, start hitting Siege. Pretty standard. Pretty standard. So, yeah, maybe we get some fortune coming in. We'll see how things go. You don't have a worm. Sure, whatever. I guess he didn't take it. Yeah, maybe I should have put the second troop in. I guess. But yeah, our deck is so far behind everyone else's. Like it's really difficult, this. Jessica's got overthrow as well. Like, Jessica has got public spectacle, interstellar trade, and overthrow. That is absolutely insane. It's absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely stupid. If we win this, it's a miracle. Irulan's got Corinth. I mean, it's just... Muad'Dib's got smugglers. We are so far behind on... So far behind on deck strength. Like, it's not even close. It's not even close. So... We'll see what we can do here, but I'm not liking my chances. Looks pretty gnarly. Maybe we can make a miracle happen. I mean, that's not the worst. It's not the worst, but yeah, this is looking very difficult. The trick to this game is having like an edge of some kind, and we don't. Hold on, didn't I go? Oh no, I didn't, did I? Why did I not go siege? I don't know why I didn't go siege. Whatever. So, we could go research station with intentions of spying up council. We've got no intrigues though for privilege, which really is like that's half the strength of privilege, is being able to cycle intrigues. We don't have that. It would guarantee us a spy, obviously, connected to research station, so we can spy up Siege as well, which we do probably need. So we've got guaranteed Siege Hagger Basin if we ever need it. So wild, isn't it? So wild. Did you not take the... No one's been taking that stuff. But yeah, the problem is Muad'Dib can just literally just chuck troops in basically every single time now. And he's kind of like, can't really be stopped. It's pretty gnarly. It's pretty gnarly. Yeah, so what's going to happen? I feel like she's going research station, honestly. I think she's also thinking I can stop Yellow getting Siege, but I don't really care about Siege anymore. It's not that relevant. Yeah, this is ridiculous from Jessica. It's just like infinite faction access. She's just going to multiple alliances. I think research station is fine. Am I ever getting... How am I gonna... This is difficult. Could also just go deep desert and just grab a load of spice. Could also just go deep desert and grab a lot of... Well, yeah, well, that cuts that out then. Okay, so we know she's going Imperial privilege. So we now know that's going on. Okay. Maybe we just go deep desert and just grab all the spice. I feel like that can't be a bad move. I feel like that can't be a bad move. If we can get some spies down, I can even recall them with better high places and get spice must flow here. Which I don't hate. This is difficult though. It's very hard for us to get high places off at the same time. Because I have to use double agent now, which isn't ideal. Not necessarily. There's options. I've got an idea here. We're going to go deep desert and just grab a load of spies. And what we're going to do, this gives us options. Remember, we've got the Spacing Guild Favor, which is free spice for a bump. So if we draw that, we can use it. If we don't, we could discard. We could do a few different bits and pieces. You know, we've got some options. But we're just going to hit deep desert, and we're just going to grab a load of stuff here. Yeah, she was obviously going research station. That was all. I just didn't care about blocking it. So... we have a variety of options of what we could want to do here. We could also just keep playing high places, just get like secrets and stuff. Might be better for us, actually. I don't really need the money from smuggling. I think I'd actually rather just find Spacing Guild Favor and just reveal and save the action economy here. I think that's more worth it. She is exceptionally worried about me possibly highlighting this fight, and I am threatening it. I mean, when I go deep desert like that, I am kind of threatening a lot of violence. She's going... yeah, this is just so wild, this. This is so insane. Absolutely ridiculous with Mahaim there. It's just so stupid. The amount of... she's going to get at least 2 alliances here, if not more. Public spectacle as well. It's just so crazy, this. I just don't see how we're going to ever be competitive on this. I think we go secrets first with high places, and we're not going to look to cash this in right now, but we will need to reveal that at some point to get hold of the Spice Must Flow. It's very important for us. We're only ever going to get it off once, so I think we have to hold and wait. And we've got to keep threatening the... this is dangerous. I kind of want to go deliver supplies now, but then high places is not really doing anything. I've got to get the secrets first, I think. And just make people have to make decisions. We could still always highline. Highlining is not the worst thing for us, so we have to keep it as an option. It's not a bad intrigue, actually. It's not a bad intrigue. So... yeah, here this comes. It's kind of a weird one where I don't know if I care about Muad'Dib winning this. In a weird way. Because I don't think he's going to hold this alliance. I think Jessica's going to go for it. What we need to do, I think, here is... that's what I'm kind of threatening, is we've got to, like... this is awkward. See what happens here. If we're ever going to get an alliance, we have to just charge it and hope that Jessica doesn't ever go for it. She's going to play out Long Live the Fighters, by the looks of it. No, it's Helena's ring. Wow. Lannister's out the competition. Damn. What the hell happened here? Looks like Jozo won the immediate skirmish, 2 Spiceman's flows, raced the, I think he was Talaxi Master funded by the looks of it. Jesus. Well, it looks like that wasn't even a contest, but hey ho. Shame. Shame. Yeah, Irulan can buy Spiceman's flows with high places, but you definitely can't do it with manipulate. That would be ridiculous. You have to go privilege if no one's gone there. But yeah, it's just so hard to see how we're going to win this anymore. I mean... yeah. It's so tough. So tough. Yeah. It's just like an almost like it's just like a yeah. It's just so difficult. Well, we get our way to deliver supplies for what I want. We need to find our thingy. I don't think I have any interest in actually fighting this. He can have it. I don't care. I'm not remotely interested. Just do it. I don't care. Oh, come on. How do I not draw it? Ugh. How do I not draw Space and Guild Favor there? That is annoying. But no, ultimately I don't care about Muad'Dib winning this fight. It's not Alliance I'm ever contesting. It's not Alliance I think he often wins. Like, he gets 2 points out of it. He matches his symbol, but I don't think he actually ever wins too much. I mean, it gives us Highlander access for next round, I guess. But we were half decent chance of finding Highlander access next round anyway, so... You know. What are you going to do? Well, I don't know where she's going with that. Anyway, she's going to accept contract, I guess. Nothing else. But we need the water anyways. I'm just really, I really did want to find that and just get in front of this Spacing Alliance. Ugh. Crazy. Crazy stuff. I kind of hope Irulan pulled Corinth. it's tough. So we got 5 to buy. What do we do with 5 persuasion here? Southern Elders is a cool card, but we don't really have a deck for it. It's the problem. We don't really have a deck for it. Shackley's not really helping. I guess just Southern Elders for the access isn't the worst thing in the world, but I never get any bond out of it, and it's so hard to get anything out of it for High Places. High Places are never playing, though. That's only ever getting revealed. This deck is really bad. These cards, they're really bad for us. I guess I just grab a prepare. And we'll just call it a day. It's really hard to do much out of it in this situation. It's really, really tough. So Red's still got a reveal. Did pull Corinth. Wow. So, does not get the refund for this. You don't get the refund. That is visiting the space, not getting the High Council seat. I've seen people do that before as well. But yeah, no, these are all for visiting the space itself. It's not getting the High Council seat. Yeah. Problem is now it's all because he obviously wants to. The intention was obviously to get the reduction and then use this with price the price one, the Bene Gesserit card to buy Spice Must Flow. But yeah, you can't do that. You can still buy the Spice Must Flow hard way now, and that still pays for it. So that's still fine. No. I don't know, at least they might. So we just go Highline, we just barrel in, right? And we just shut our eyes and hope it works itself out. I don't really see what else we can do. No Fremen Bond. Oh, there is Fremen Bond for Alarm. Well, then she should 100% put this in. I might use Contingency Plan to get in front here. And just deny the intrigue. I don't know. Wow, it didn't bother. That's kind of the idea. It's yours, Blue. Well, I can live with that. That's a useful find. I can live with that. I can live with that. So it's just it just needs some luck here. So yeah, good luck us. That's why I didn't want to click it. Imperial Basin or Spice Refinery. It is. Okay. Does anyone have a mouse? Jessica does, that we know of. What's our draw? Oh, we had the Diplo coming as well. Okay, I forgot about that. Our draw is Jeepers H. Look at this as a draw. My God. Oh, man. It looks better than it is. So I want to use that. I can't use that. I can't use that because I want to get a spy for a Spiceman's flow. I need to use that if I am going to use that to enable that, and that I kind of would use that, but I don't want to use that because I need to reveal that to get a bump and a Spiceman's flow. What a mess. Oh my god. Oh god. This is very brutal. Is there any way I don't use Space in Guild's favor? Or that I do use it? I need to reveal it. I don't need the money from shipping. I need this as actual. So this needs to be saved. So if that's the case, I then go secrets first, assuming Jessica just... I don't know what Jessica's going to do here. This is tough. This is really tough. God. This is really difficult. I really want a Highline immediately. But I feel like Jessica, if she's got Overthrow, is going Bene Gesserit. So we could use High Places to go... Oh my god, what do I do here? I think we just Diplo... Oh, but then I don't have enough spice. Oh my god. But I don't necessarily need it. I need to fit so 5, 7, 9. Yeah. I think we just espionage, highline, and we just like reveal. Contingency is money for combat. So that would be 7, 8, 9, 10. There is 5 points available here. Friendship, alliance, battle, coin, battle, win combat. I might be able to get another action because I'm drawing at espionage as well. Okay. Let's do espionage first then. And see what we draw. We draw the dagger. I guess this is going assembly hall then. Because we can't do Highliner. We obviously can't protect that. And I can't use any of the other 3 cards. No, we're not using the spy either, so we're just basically putting the spy up to block somewhere. So where does someone want to go? Where can we block up and make things awkward for people? I don't know. I guess we just block up Seach and research. I don't really see what else there is. I guess I could also just, I can shift out the dagger with space-time folding as well. That's also a potential. It's also getting really hard to win this combat. Man, I can't believe she did that. Oh my god, that's why. That's gross. So, good luck us, basically. Yeah, basically that's what we gotta do. We fold out, we get rid of dagger with space-time folding, and we just hope that we can use whatever we draw. We have no control over what's about to happen. But there is a potential chance to win this game. It's not likely. But there is a chance. And I feel like if we don't win it now, we probably never do. I would love to find a way to not play contingency plan. Maybe I should have gone blocked Arakeen. Yeah, I think she wanted to get the siege anyways. It's fine. Irulan's got she's got Counselor's Discipline, the Counselor's Ambition. She has the 2 water for the 2 water intrigue from there. That's what she's got, 100%. So she's going research station. She's going to draw it all in, pile it all in, and try and end the game here as well. She's going after this alliance. So Highliner it is. Oh wait, no, the Highliner alliance saves the daggers, doesn't it? Because I get the money from that actually. Yeah, I didn't think of that. You can't pull that back. Gotta pull something else. So Highline, truck it in. Hope we draw decent. It's about all we can do here. It's always a different agent. So the only thing that looks is that they might think that I can't win it, perhaps. I guess we'll see. At least it gets me in front for a moment. We get one action with double agent. This is quite interesting. Double agent lets you put a agent back down. I tell you what. There might be chances here. There might be chances. Still very hard to win this. But it is on. It is on. We just gotta hope here. We just gotta hope. Unfortunately, I think Green's about to start getting into king-making territory here. Which is going to be unpleasant. But I think Green's about to go into king-making territory. Or be put into king-making territory. Well, that was the Desert Mouse one. Which is this conflict. That's important knowing that. So no one else can win this and pair it. Like with intrigues. That's worth knowing. If Mahaim's got Overthrow, Overthrow Secrets looks really juicy. It's 3 intrigues. It's an alliance steal. It's gotta be the place to go. Yeah, and it is. So there is a chance we can end this now. But Muad'Dib's got tons of firepower, I think. So I think our best move is Siege. What else makes any lick of sense? Oh, I thought Irulan had the ambition. Maybe she doesn't. I think we just have to go Siege and close our eyes. We get to recall. We get to do all the stuff. What the? It'd be nice to know what that was, but whatever. Is there any reason for taking the bump? The answer is no. I don't think so. So I think it's Siege. Siege recall. We might as well. We get to draw. We put in 2 troops, and we just hope this all works out. Is there any reason to use Prepare the Way? 2, 3, 5, 8. Prepare the Way is not guaranteed because I've still got a dagger in there, so I can't use it. I got a guarantee. It would be draw 2 actually. Oh no, it wouldn't because I can't put the spy back. So yeah, we just play it this way then. This is significantly. We just have to play safe here. And we just hope now. We just hope. We've got 23 strength. It's either good or it's not. We've put ourselves in the best possible position we could have done. So if we don't win it from here, that's just the way it goes. We've done everything we physically could. Given the state of our deck being so bad in comparison to everyone else, like, they've all got 2 or 3 cards better than anything I've got in my deck. We've had to really bits and pieces this. Like, this is possibly our best card that we've bought, which is really sad. This, I guess, is the best card, but we've not been able to use it for very much. But yeah, this is real bits and pieces, so... The problem is I do think that we're going to lose to Jessica on endgame. We have got Spice tiebreak on her, I guess, for now, but that might not count for a ton. So we just have to hope we win this. We did the best we could. Wow. I mean, like, both Overthrow and that and the other card are just so much better than anything else I've got here. So wild. Yeah. We've done well to be competitive. We've done really well to stay competitive in this, Duncan, is the way I look at it. We've done really well to remain competitive. She should go Haga Basin. It's the correct move. I think if she goes Haga Basin, she wins the game. Because I think she's got end games. If she's got Cho'am contract, then the game's over. She can't use opportunism. But I mean, this is absurd. This faction stuff like that. You know, you should not get free alliance in this game if you're not thingy. It's absolutely stupid. She's not taking a friendship, is she? You never took your... well, you're at 8 points or are you at 9 points? Because you don't have a Bene Gesserit friendship there, right? Yeah. You should have that. The game is over. We did what we could. We did everything we humanely could. So... we lose, we lose. So be it. But the game, she just needs any point and she's good, so... The weird part is we might be... Well, any point she's good anyways. The weird part is, if she doesn't score, are we meant to not cash in the money and keep the game going? Is what it is. I assume that... Sorry. It's just green. I assume this game is over and you've got 9. Yeah, that's what I figured. Couldn't do anything to your deck. It's just brutal. Anyway, GG, guys. So, yeah, we couldn't have done any more. Like, I think we played a really good game, but, like, our deck's just rubbish. Yeah, it's just the complete yeah, it's just a complete not even a contest, so, you know. I'm happy. But it's just not really a contest, is it? It's just not even close. So, I don't think we could have done any better. I don't think we could have done any better here. We played as good as we could. But when you've got overthrow and instead of trade, and you just win games. So what do you do? Not a lot. Well, anyways, kids, cheers to the company. It's been good. She had 3 bumps as well. It's just even taking more. So, yeah, it's been good to sit down and play some games. I've not had a very much chance to do so. I do think this mod's not too bad. I think that it's, you know, it's better than what we had. I still think I'm going to probably refrain from doing more Uprising streams probably until our version of the board is out and ready to go. It's also a little bit weird playing this, obviously having played digital as well. And I'm kind of getting used to, like, digital's bits and pieces. So there is that, but, yeah. I don't see how we win the game there at all. I don't think this game was winnable. I don't think it was. No, I don't think so. I guess technically you could, like, in theory, if I go to Espionage and Highline. But then I don't get in enough any troops, and Muad'Dib a lot of the time just blasts and just beats me. So, yeah. Yeah, it's one of those that, like, technically, if I go Secrets instead of Espionage, I technically could probably win it on Spice, but then it's so hard to win the conflict because I don't get the siege move. So I'm down 4. So it looks like that. Muad'Dib just blasts in. And then it's not looking pretty good. Although he drew pretty bad, though, as it turned out. In any event. Yeah. Oh, yeah, did unexpected allies, a contingency. If he puts in 2 more troops, that's like 12, then 18. Yeah, so I lose. So we won't win in this one. We won't win in it. That's fine. Anyways, kids, yeah, cheers for the company. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your weekends. We have obviously got more videos coming out for the whatever you want to call it, for the Imperium Cup. I've got to sit down and sort through those. I'll get through that, and then I'll try and keep you all posted when we get our Uprising review out, and it'll be on its way fairly soon. So take care, kids. We'll catch you all soon.